Welcome back to the weekly chat with Nick and Pat.
That's us.
My name is the Obsidian Man, aka Pat.
I am Unlucky Magician 76, also known as Nick, also known
We're
as Nicholas,
we're
also known as hey that guy.
oh hey, it's that guy.
Yeah,
We're
it's that fuck.
we're kind of slow rolling today, so I apologize. But we have a good show for you today. We have fun stuff planned.
We do.
Gonna, of course we do. We always have fun stuff planned. Always.
But anybody. Oh dear.
Are you okay?
God.
What's wrong with you?
So, dude, how long have you known me?
What? You were before we went live. You were fine, and now you're like,
Well, sorry. So, for those who don't know, I have a terrible habit of just not eating,
yeah.
like ever, especially before the show.
Oh, there we
So, Pat was just like, "You gotta eat something.
Yes,
you gotta do it before the show." And I was like, "Okay, fine." So I found this in my fridge. It's the natural sharp cheddar cheese with salted roasted cashews and dried cranberries.
Hey, we're not being sponsored by Kirkland. Costco, if you want to hit us up with that sponsorship, go for it.
Do they do sponsorships?
No,
they don't need it, right?
Of course they don't. But we could be
Although,
the first.
we could be the first.
We could be
Can
the
you
first.
imagine
Kirkland, Costco,
if you sponsor us?
Listen, if you give us lifetime memberships, like lifetime premium gold memberships, and like discounts,
OLED Samsung TV.
If you give us first pick on all your inventory and stuff, and you pay us, we will sponsor you for life. You can be a sponsor for life.
Also, I want free hot dogs for the rest of my life.
For the rest of my life, yeah, exactly. So before I forget,
my family doesn't get it, but I get it.
Wait, what? Wait! Your family doesn't like the Costco hot dog?
I do. No, I'm just saying, like, I want to be greedy.
Oh.
It's like, well,
it's exclusively for you, not for your family.
Exactly.
I see. Okay, great.
It's hard to put food on your family.
Wonderful start to the show, as always.
Oh, I just hit my hand. What is going on with this opening?
Anyway,
I have completely derailed us.
I want to talk about video games for a second.
I like video games.
Okay. So
I know you ain't playing them goddamn video games, Bobby.
That's a video game. So recently I have started playing. In the last couple weeks, I started playing and modding the hell out of Fallout New Vegas. My first Fallout game. Yeah.
That's a good one to start off.
I feel like I feel though that people tell me that Fallout New Vegas is the best one of the entire franchise, and now I feel like every game that I play after this will not live up to the joy that I feel right now.
Yeah, I mean 3 kind of gets pretty close, but you can't really play 3 right now.
Yeah,
at least on PC.
Not on PC.
You could play it on Xbox, but like it's just like I don't know what's going on. Like Bethesda, you gotta like put out like another patch to like let us use it in Windows 10.
Okay,
like
so
it won't.
This has always bugged me, because Bethesda loves to pimp out Skyrim, right? And they like you can play Skyrim on the PS5, PS4, PS3, PC, the Switch for crying out loud, Xbox 360, Xbox One. You can probably play.
You can play it on mobile if you have the right hardware.
You can probably play Skyrim on a graphing calculator. So what?
Don't give me any ideas, please.
I mean, I hate to break it to you. I'm pretty sure it already exists. By the way, did you see? Related to this, did you see that news article about how there was an employee at a McDonald's, and they programmed all of the cash registers at their location to play Doom, like the original Doom?
No, but that sounds wonderful.
They got fired, but it was worth it.
Worth it.
But no,
I saw this TikTok the other day. It was a guy who bought a 65-inch like flat screen TV.
Yeah.
He plugs it in, but he bought it. So a little context for the story. He bought it from like a little crackhead or something from his neighborhood.
Great.
He bought it for $100. So he plugs it in, sets it up, and guess what? It doesn't work.
Whoopsie!
Because it's the McDonald's like flat screen TV menu, so it's just playing the McDonald's B-roll footage.
Whoops.
Whoops, indeed.
I saw a story like that a couple years ago about some homeless guy. He stole, like, he and like a couple other people, they stole an ATM. And they tried to break it open and steal the money inside, but unfortunately, the particular ATM that they stole had no money in it. And they were caught on camera.
Oh, they go into big boy jail this time because I think that's a federal. Yeah, that's definitely federal.
But no, going back to what I was saying earlier,
New Vegas.
I'm playing Fallout New Vegas, and it is a game that is. It had a really short development cycle, but more importantly, the reason that it had such a short development cycle is because it borrowed a ton of assets from Fallout 3.
A ton.
And so the last couple months, I was on a big kick of Borderlands 2. You and I actually played Borderlands 2. In fact, one of these days we'll get back to playing our shock only. Like we'll get back to playing our co-op.
Shock only.
I'm doing the shock only run. You're just playing as is. But so then, because I played a lot of Borderlands 2, I also played Borderlands the pre-sequel, which I think is a really great game. And like Fallout New Vegas, it borrows a lot of assets from Borderlands 2. And so I guess my question to you is, do you like games that are built off of the engine or the assets of another game? What are your thoughts? Do you like when games do that, or do you think that
I like it when it's done well?
Yeah.
It just because if you do it poorly, it's basically just like extra DLC. Like one of my two of my favorite games of all time is Halo ODST, and that's built off the engine of Halo 3.
And that's a great game.
It's tremendous. But then you have something like Fallout New Vegas too, where it's also like tremendous. Like,
yeah.
But then
I think when you,
God, I'm having a really tough time trying to figure out a game that does that.
The advantage, in my opinion, the advantage of doing that, of taking already existing assets and putting them in a new game, is that you, as a developer, you get to skip that step of the development cycle of creating new assets. And so, in theory, you should be able to put more resources into the story, into the characters, into the mechanics, into the setting, into the world, into all this different stuff. And like and like you said, sometimes that works out great with Borderlands the pre-sequel. Although, man, if you go online, people hate that game. Like, people hate that game.
I know. I've seen a few reviews of it on like Steam. And it's like
I don't know why
2.5 out of 5 or something.
I guess I'm easy to please because I love Borderlands the pre-sequel. I think it's kick-ass. I think it's a great game. I get why.
Don't listen to the haters.
I understand like what some people's criticism. I do understand. There are a couple of quests in the game, for example, that are extremely bugged. And like some
that's the worst.
Some of them don't work properly, and so there's some stuff that you kind of have to finagle. But other than that, I think it's a great game. But no,
that's good to hear.
And so yeah, I actually am on the side of that equation where I actually kind of like when games use assets from a previous entry in the franchise. Especially if they can divert all that time and time resources and
it's just like stuff. That's very common for a game developer. Like they build an engine and then they just they make a game and then they just keep adding to the engine. Like that's why whenever you hear about like Unreal Tournament or something like that, or like the Unreal Engine, like that's a big deal because like they just built a whole new engine just to run like all these games and stuff. So that's gonna be pretty sick.
The only time that I can really recall where that backfired is I feel like the new Pokemon games, they recycle their assets and their models a little too much. I mean, but here's like I understand because Pokemon now has over 1,000 individual models that they have to deal with. And by the way, that's not even counting NPCs in the game, new legendary Pokemon, so there's all those all.
To be fair, they reused a lot of assets from the original games as well.
Oh yeah,
like
absolutely.
You have how many bug catcher Garys and Danas did you have? And
right.
All Team Rocket looks exactly the fucking same.
Right. So
You want
sometimes,
to go fight Old Man Jenkins? Or you want to go fight Old Man Tomas?
so it's kind of a coin toss, but I think that most of the time, I actually when I hear that a game is reusing assets, I actually get really excited because I'm like, oh, cool. That means that like my expectations for the game are now slightly higher because now they can put more resources into stuff I actually care about.
Just making sure the game actually works.
That's right.
Like that's the one thing about those open world games that just kind of drive me crazy, where it's like they make such a big deal about every NPC acts differently depending on what you do and what you look like and
Yeah.
stuff like that. It's like, okay, but like, how does it run? Oh, it runs. It runs.
It runs.
Kind of.
Honestly, that's
sort
why.
of.
See, okay, here's the thing about, and now we're going to talk about open world games for a hot minute, because I've actually played, now, in the last year and a half especially, I played a lot of them. I played, like, Witcher
You played
3.
a lot.
I played Witcher 3, I played Fallout New Vegas, I played a bunch of different stuff. And sometimes, and also Breath of the Wild. I feel that, like, in particular, I really liked... when I'm encouraged as a player to invest my skill points into role-playing stuff and it actually makes a difference, that is really fun for me, because like there are sometimes when you play a game like D&D or you play like an open world game, some people don't want to be specifically combat-based characters. They want to be charisma-based characters.
They want to be like utility based.
Yeah, and Fallout New Vegas actually will, if you invest your points in speech and in a couple other and charisma, you're actually pretty well rewarded. There are some situations that you cannot shoot your way out of.
Yeah, that's true. Like that was one of the reasons why like my playthroughs of the original Fallout 3 just it always ended up in a gunfight. I didn't realize how much speech and science and like so remember, kids, you can't shoot your way out of everything.
My current
learn some science and some language arts.
Yeah, exactly. Take some language arts in your curriculum.
Mm-hmm.
No, but in my current playthrough of New Vegas, my character is really good at repairing, lockpicking, and sneaking. And so yeah,
sneaking's really good in a Bethesda game or like a Fallout game or a Skyrim game, because like if you sneak and if you get your first hit,
yeah,
it's double damage.
Yeah, it's guaranteed critical hit damage. Although here's the thing though, sometimes I love New Vegas, but
I was a picky and choosy.
But sometimes the sneak mechanic lies to you. So okay.
Yeah, it kind of did the same thing with Skyrim too.
Where like
sometimes they could see me from like 50 yards away, and then other times like I could just be like right behind them on their butt.
So for example,
I can't see anything.
I just started if you played New Vegas, you'll know what I'm talking about. I started the Brotherhood of Steel quest line to get power armor trading.
Nice.
And so one of the first characters you come across is this guy who wants to take over as the new chieftain of the Brotherhood of Steel. And so I sort of made my character to be a sneaky, like physical, like pickpocket thief type of guy when I first was making my character and spending my skill points. So I like to steal from like even if I'm aligned with certain people, I like to steal their crap, because here's the thing. Like in any other RPG,
this stuff is now my property.
Sometimes the best stuff in the game is on NPC characters.
Yeah.
And so in order to steal in New Vegas, you have to crouch. And so when you're crouching, you get this little radar that says whether or not you're hidden or detected. And so I was standing right behind this guy, and on the screen it said, "You are hidden." And so I looted. This guy had like a really good power armor helmet, and I'm like, oh, I'll take that. And the game said, "You are hidden." And then he turned around and said, "Thief!" And I'm like, "You said I was hidden."
Not anymore.
And so everyone in the Brotherhood of Steel started shooting at me.
Oh God! You had to fight the Brotherhood of Steel.
No,
oh God!
No. I reset my save because I desperately needed to have. I just reset my game because I needed them to like me because I want power armor trading.
I wish that could work in real life.
Right.
But yeah, I remember there was a few different like evil like power armor users in 3.
Yeah.
And trying to get up to them and trying to kill them close to mid range was It wasn't impossible. It was just like it's a tough fight.
You know what's funny though?
So I would always try to pick them off from long range. What's up?
You know what's funny is when I was first playing New Vegas, everyone kept saying Death Claws, yo, you're gonna die to the Death Claws. Death Claws are badass. And here's the thing, they are badass. I'm not even gonna deny it. But here's the thing: if you build a melee character and you get the knockdown perk, so what the knockdown perk does is that every time that you hit an enemy with a melee attack, you have like a 20% chance to knock that enemy down, and so you basically it like stuns them. It's really overpowered. So what?
Okay.
So here's the if you run into a Deathclaw and like you hit them head on, apply directly to the forehead. If you run directly at a Deathclaw, it'll kill you. Oh, oh, absolutely, you'll die.
Yeah.
So what I found is the best thing to do is I have my 2 NPC followers. One of them is a robot that shoots long-ranged attacks, and the other one is a melee tank. So I will sneak up to the Deathclaw, and like they have a really good perception, so like they'll see you from like half a screen away, and then they make a beeline for you. But here's the thing, you can kind of trick their AI because they make a beeline for you. But if you move out of the way and your companion is in their line, they'll draw aggro.
They pick all that aggro.
They'll draw the aggro. They'll draw the Deathclaw aggro. So what I'll do is I'll kind of like sneak up and like let them run towards me, and then I'll kind of hide behind my partner, and I'll let them draw aggro. Then I'll take my super sledge.
Like me, cowards.
And I'll start bashing them on the kneecaps, and I just pray that my knockdown triggers. And so like that's how I kill every Deathclaw. Is I let my companion draw aggro, and then I hit it from behind with my giant hammer.
You got your Deathclaw beating stick,
dude. Yeah, the knockdown skill is busted. It's a busted skill for sure. Especially I was told that so there's a quest in the game.
Well, it's like I told you at the beginning. Like,
yeah.
If you see a Deathclaw at the beginning of the game, do not try to fight it.
Right.
You will run in terror.
I would say that you need to be about. Well, here's the I did this quest. There's a place in the game, and if you play New Vegas, you'll know where this is. The quarry. The core. And here's the thing about the quarry. There's a nest of Deathclaws at there, but not just Deathclaws. An alpha Deathclaw and a matriarch Deathclaw.
Oh god.
And those are badass.
Yeah, those are very badass.
And so I had read all these guides, right? And they said you need to be like level 30 to fight the matriarch and to fight the alpha Deathclaw. And I'm like, oh shoot, all right. And so as like a level 16 character, I just decided, you know what? I'm gonna go for it. So here's like the first time that I fought the alpha and the matriarch, I decided to
the alpha and the omega.
I decided to run like cowards. But then the second time, when I got my knockdown skill, I'm like, I wonder if the knockdown skill works on the matriarch and the alpha. And so yeah, the second time that I came back to the quarry after I did a couple quests and gained a couple levels, and it's like, yeah, I know that the internet said that I shouldn't fight the Deathclaws until I'm like level 30, level 25 to 30, but I'm gonna go for it. And at level 17, I killed them both.
Really?
Yeah. I went into the quarry.
That's impressive.
Here's the thing. I think I got really lucky because I think
sounds like you got really lucky.
I got lucky because my knockdown skill triggered like right away on both of them. So what I did was like I let them draw aggro, and then I went like hit, and then it just so happened that like both I hit a 20% chance twice in a row basically.
Oh jeez.
And so after that, my companions and I were just like, and so yeah,
it's like that scene from Shaun of the Dead. Don't stop me now.
Yeah.
I'm having just good time.
But yeah, so I felt really proud because I was like, I killed these two really hard enemies that I wasn't supposed to be able to kill yet, and I felt really accomplished. I'm like, yeah.
Wayne, go, Hank. But
you know what sucks is like, they give you hardly any experience. I was expecting to gain like a level or something, but nope.
Nope, they're just hard for the sake of hard.
And you know what was weird is like I thought that the town, so there's like a town nearby the quarry, and they're the ones to tell you, they're the ones that basically send you off to go kill the Deathclaw. They're like, hey, go kill the Alpha and the Matriarch, and like we'll give you a reward.
We'll give you 5 bottle caps.
That was basically what happened, dude. They're like, here you go, have a gecko egg, and I'm like, I almost died.
Like, I killed fucking Godzilla, and all you can give me is a pat on the shoulder. It's just like, good job, sport.
I killed a creature that is basically a combination of the xenomorph from Alien and Wolverine, and you give me $10?
Yeah.
Come on.
At least give me a gun.
Yeah, I know, right?
Or some ammo or something.
Nope. They're like, thanks, we can go back in the quarry now. Thank you, Explorer. You're like, thanks. Anyway, I love New Vegas. I'm enjoying the hell out of it.
It's so much fun. You actually taught me how to mod.
Yeah,
because
baby.
I have it, but I know it looks crisp.
Yeah.
I want to try to figure out. There's these guys on YouTube. It's a guy named Mike and Zach from Mike Burnfire.
Yeah.
On YouTube, check them out. But they have a mod on there that you can do multiplayer.
Now that would be a fun ass stream. If you and I could
so much
do
fun.
multiplayer New Vegas, yeah, let's go. Let's freaking go.
We should look into that.
Oh hell yeah, dude! I would do the hell out of that.
I would play the hell out of that too. Although, like, I would like push you first because I'm such under leveled compared to you.
No,
it's
I mean like no. We would start new characters.
Oh, it'd start new characters.
I mean,
cool.
I think it'd only be fair, right?
Do you think Betty just shot us both in the ditch?
Yeah, exactly.
And then Doc patched us up?
I like to think that my character watched your character get shot, and your character was like, "Aren't you gonna do something about this?" And my character's like, "Nah, man, I'm good." That's the thing.
It's fine.
That's the thing, kid. The game.
Patrolling the Mojave Waste almost makes you wish for a nuclear winter.
You know, Nick, patrolling the Mojave almost makes you wish for a nuclear winter.
Dude, it's hot, huh?
I didn't get that meme until I started playing. Okay, if you play NCR, like if you decide to kind of side with the NCR, like I'm doing in my first playthrough, literally every single NPC will say, patrolling the Mojave almost makes you wish for a nuclear winter. Like every one of them will say it. Like,
yeah, you ever been in a storm, Wally? Not a thunderstorm, but a storm of fists raining down.
Also, I forget the name of the voice actor, but there's like one voice actor who does like 90% of the NPCs in this game.
It's Steve Blum a la GTO.
No, it's well, yeah, basically. I forget the name. It's the guy who does the voice of the ghost from StarCraft 2.
And
then
God,
also,
what the hell is his name?
So there's that guy, and then there's also Yuri Lowenheim does so many voices in this game.
Oh yeah, our boy Yuri.
If there's a male character, there's like a 50-50 chance it's either the guy from the guy who does the ghost from StarCraft. I think his name is like Aaron. Let me look this up real quick. But yeah, it's either Yuri Lowenheim or that guy.
What's your favorite weapon in New Vegas right now?
Oh, dude, the super sledge. So I'm a melee character. Dude, by the way, melee. If you're a new player to New Vegas, I know a lot of FPS games have probably taught you that it's really bad to be a melee character in a first-person or third-person shooter.
It's really viable in New Vegas.
In New Vegas, melee builds are busted. They're busted, especially if you invest in the damage threshold perk and you invest in the.
Don't you still have like 10 strength or something like that?
No, no. So the first. What happened was the first time that I made a character, I didn't understand how.
So you restarted.
Yeah. So the first time that I made a character, I didn't realize that like, I thought that I could like readjust my stats before. I didn't realize that like I was creating my character. Basically, I didn't realize that I was permanently allocating my stats. Like, so
yeah. Whoops.
And so I didn't realize how it all worked, and so the first time I did it, I accidentally created a character with 10 strength. So I realized I realized, I need to do this again. And so
Mm,
I went back and I made a more balanced
thankfully,
character.
it's really quick to get a new character up and running in New
Also,
Vegas.
the game also is really merciful because after you do the first couple of missions in Good Springs, a little box actually pops up and says like, "Hey, now that you've had some time to play the game, do you want to like respec your character?" I think they realize that like people like me would mess up. So they're like,
Mhm.
"Hey, before you actually start the game, do you want to respec?" And I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
thank God, please."
Oh, dude. I haven't told you this yet,
Yeah.
but for shits and giggles, speaking of character creation, I started trying Code Vein.
Oh
I
yeah.
tried that character creator. Dude, that character creator is so cool.
It's huge.
I spent like 45 minutes designing my character. I don't have a picture of him with me right now, but it's so cool.
But no,
It's like you get to be a himbo or bimbo anime
that's right.
boy or girl.
But yeah, in terms of like my favorite New Vegas weapons, I would say the Super Sledge is pretty busted, and also the chainsaw is ridiculous.
The chainsaw is really cool.
If you have the
Wait, you get the fire sword.
if you have the Gunrunner DLC, you get to buy certain vendors will have certain weapons, and the chainsaw is busted as hell.
It's like the chainsaw from Doom.
Especially
I think it's ridiculous.
if you combine the chainsaw with the knockdown perk, and because the DPS of the chainsaw is so high, your chance of triggering knockdown is like really high.
Okay.
You literally will.
So it's almost an instant knockdown every single time.
Yeah, basically. Unless you're really unlucky. But yeah, anyway, I don't want to talk about New Vegas.
Unlucky's in my name.
Unlucky magician. That's simply
Mhm.
unlucky magician. Before we get
Yeah.
too down the rabbit hole
No.
of Fallout New Vegas, I could talk about New Vegas for a long time. We should probably get onto the show proper. So there's the thing. I'm not gonna lie to you guys today. This is
Pretty sparse.
It's a pretty sparse news day. Because I can only find one relevant story. And here it is. I'll just get it out of the way, I guess.
All right.
Okay. So
This also might be kind of a shorter episode too, just FYI.
well, actually, when we get to our next segment, I don't know about that. Push X to doubt. Because the next segment will take a while.
I'm pushing X. I'm doubting.
So you might recall a couple weeks ago we talked about the CW Powerpuff Girls reboot.
Yes, we did.
And how everybody looked at that and said, "Huh, that looks interesting."
Yeah.
So,
no.
I guess.
Oh no.
I guess at some point the script for the pilot episode got leaked online.
Yes.
And,
did you read it?
I did, yes. And some of the dialogue was interesting.
Oh dear.
And so the backlash was so bad that the CW is basically like, "Yep, we're delaying the premiere of this show and we're refilming the entire pilot." I mean, honestly though,
Yeah.
here's the thing. In my opinion, this is kind of a blessing in disguise. Because imagine if they released it as is, right?
Oh, it would be legendarily bad.
If you're the CW, you've kind of been silver lining. If you've kind of been given a gift
You'd
from
be granted
God,
a do-over.
you've kind of been given
Yeah.
a gift from God. Yeah, like
What is God to CW? The viewers?
no, you know what I'm saying. Like you've been given a gift from like the great beyond, right? You basically have been given like a test audience. And listen,
Yeah, that's true. Although, like, man, if they show
the-
that to a focus group, I don't know if anybody would actually like that.
I mean, they greenlit they greenlit Riverdale, so somebody, yeah.
Yeah. Well,
But no, so yeah, apparently, and so
if you're-
so even before that, they released photos of the production, and
Mhm.
man, it looked real bad.
if you were to
It
make,
looked
let me pose a
real
question.
bad.
It looked pretty bad. Let me pose a question to you. If you
Yes.
had to make a Riverdale remake of a beloved cartoon from your childhood, which would it be?
All right.
Or what would it be?
I want to do Dexter's Laboratory. And-
I was either going to say Dexter's
here's
Lab
the-
or Johnny Bravo.
I want Dexter to be. It's a slightly
I want
older
him
Dexter.
to-
He's a slightly older Dexter, and he's kind of like a Victor Frankenstein type of character. Like, he is so smart, but he's kind of playing God, and he's doing all these kind of like unethical experiments. But like,
Dee Dee has a drug problem.
he's trying to.
She's like Dee Dee's like in Black Swan.
Yeah. Dee Dee, because of all the experiments that she's been through over the years from Dexter's lab, she's basically turned into the girl from the Neon Demon, and she's like acquired a craving for human flesh. I gotta eat something, Dexter. Here, have a piece of bread. I want real food, Dexter. Your brains.
I want Dexter to have a gifted kid burnout syndrome so bad. I want Dexter to develop like a heroin problem or like a weed problem.
Oh, so basically he's House, is what you're saying.
Way more. Yeah, a lot more crazier than House.
Oh, okay, so
what would be another good Riverdale thing that we could do? Johnny Bravo would be really interesting.
No, I don't think so. That wouldn't fly in 2020. Johnny Bravo is a character of his time. That would not fly today.
You can put a modern twist on it. You can get him to come to terms to his shitfulness.
You'd have to.
I think in the hands of a good writer, I think Johnny Bravo.
You'd have to really put some elbow grease in that one. I don't know who would greenlight a Johnny Bravo remake in 2021. I don't think so. I think that would be really.
Some math lad would try to do it.
Although God, you know what though? Somebody would do it, and they would pitch it as, we're taking a stance against of like SJW tolerance and all this like postmodern bull crap. And so
no, I don't think that one bit, because Johnny Bravo, I feel like they would go the exact opposite direction. He would learn like lessons about like consent and people's boundaries and all this stuff. Maybe he needs to come into terms with his own sexuality. You know, maybe he finds out he's bi. Maybe he finds out he's gay, and then we have to go down that hallway.
I guess, I don't know.
Think about it.
Just do that.
Mama, I gotta tell you something. What is it, Johnny? I'm gay. Oh, I know, Johnny. I love you, Mama.
Johnny. Listen here, Johnny. I always knew. No matter what, you'll always be my little diva.
My little diva. Oh, thanks, Mama.
what a wholesome ending to that Johnny Bravo episode.
Right? It could be very. We can make this incredibly wholesome.
But the whole point of Johnny Bravo as a character is that he's this like charismatic machismo alpha male guy. He's literally like the Chad in the Chad meme.
This is true, but he never gets. It's true, but he never gets anywhere with women. But then we can slowly realize that he needs to come into terms with his own sexual identity. Think about it.
All right. You keep working on that screenplay. I don't know. I don't know about that one.
I think it could work.
Anyway, before
Johnny goes to a gay club for the first time.
That was it, really. That's the news that the CW Powerpuff Girls is now getting is getting a redo. Which, I mean, honestly, like if they listen to feet, like you know what this kind of reminds me of is, you remember the Sonic movie a couple years ago? How
when that horrifying Eldritch abomination showed up on.
That's right. People,
oh my God,
and here's the thing, I think sometimes that kind of thing can be good, right? Because clearly I didn't care about Sonic, who cares? But like there was clearly an audience of people. There was clearly an audience of people who really did care.
He's more of a Sonichu man himself.
I'm more, that's right. I'm a Sonichu guy myself. But in all seriousness, there clearly is an audience that cares a lot about Sonic, and they saw the trailer and they said, oh God, what is that?
What is that? It's horrifying.
Yeah.
You know what's really funny? You know who plays Tails in the movie?
The new one?
Yeah, not the new one, but Tails showed up at the end of the movie. Guess who voiced him?
Oh, I don't know who.
Klinkleberg.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
But no, I really don't care about the CW Powerpuff Girls, but like I guess I care about it. Like I'm more curious.
I'm more curious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of, you know that one Patton Oswalt bit where he's standing next to the mom at the birthday party, and she
Mhm.
says to him, "I'm so furious right now, but I kind of want to see where this goes."
Mhm. Yeah,
That's
pretty
kind of
much.
that's where I'm at.
What's the over under in about 10 years that we're going to get a live action Samurai Jack show
Now
or
that
movie?
would be awesome. No, so
I'm so,
you know what? Here's a segue into something we can talk about. There was a piece of news that I forgot to put on here, and it actually it's actually very closely related to the Powerpuff Girls.
okay.
And I talked about this on Twitter, and we talked about this the other day. They showed the first sample clip. They showed a few sample clips of the new Rugrats.
Oh yeah. Mm-mm.
And
That's
listen,
something that should have just.
this is like my objective opinion about it. I don't, like I haven't done a lot of research on this, and I don't have like and normally when it comes to this kind of stuff, I would have a more evenly
Nuanced
handed,
take on.
a more nuanced take, a more evenly like like, oh, well, let's play devil's advocate, da 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 da. But man, I'm not gonna lie, it looks like garbage. It looks like garbage.
Yeah.
It looks like doo doo butter. It looks
Oh
like
man,
butt.
it does look pretty horrendous. Although like the memes coming out of it is pretty funny. Like when Tommy's dad is just playing video games and stuff like that. There's already memes.
But like, yeah, like why would you do that? Like, listen, okay, listen.
I know
listen,
they're trying to update it for modern
listen.
times, but
I'm not one of these guys who is like, you're ruining my childhood. I don't listen. I think that everything can be remade and reimagined. I don't care. But like, here's my only question: who asked for this? Was there really a demand?
The only demographic that matters, 90s kids.
That's right. Like, but
not only 90s kids will remember these.
I'm just curious, like, who out there was sending letters to Nickelodeon, was barraging their DMs on Twitter? Who was saying, man, you know what though? I could really go for like the Rugrats, but with CG, man. Who are you? Who are you? You need counseling.
You do need counseling. I don't know, man. Like it just looks. Honestly, if you were gonna redo Rugrats, you should have gone the way of like The Force Awakens, where like Tommy would.
Yeah, yeah.
Tommy's the dad.
Yeah, exactly.
And
now
then
Tommy,
you could deal with Tommy's kids.
Now Tommy is a grown up, and maybe his son listen, maybe his son could look like him, right? And then like Phil from
Tommy's dad looks quite a bit like him too.
What's the
with Tommy and Bill?
Dill.
Phil and Lil.
Yeah, but like you could,
Angelica, Chucky.
You could do this whole thing where it's like
oh god.
It's Tommy's
what was the
kids.
other kid?
There's Phil, Lil, Tommy, Chucky, Angelica, Susie, Kimmy. Susie and Kimmy.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the crew.
Yeah. Now here's the thing: you could do this whole thing where like Tommy's brother Dill is like Uncle Dill is like a main character.
He's the babysitter that always falls asleep because he's stoned all the time,
or something like that. Yeah. But
that kid. It's like, do you remember All Grown Up? And we saw how
I was
going to
talk about it All Grown Up. I was going to say, listen, you can dunk on All Grown Up all you want, okay? And by the way, it deserves it. It's a horrendous show. It's a time capsule of the early 2000s. It's a bad show. You're not going to hear me say otherwise. That being said, though, you can make the argument that they at least tried something different. They tried something new. They took this they took this IP and they tried to kind of like breathe some new life into it. Now, granted, it didn't work, but at the very least, you can say an effort was made, right? Like
an effort was made.
It wasn't everyone's cup of tea. It certainly wasn't mine, but they tried. Yeah. They tried something different.
Yeah, like I would try to do the whole Force Awakens thing where we have like the next generation of kids and then we can deal with their kids like nonsense. Because like you're just rebooting it. It's like it's so disconnected because like Rugrats is so deeply rooted into 90s and 90s culture. And then just kind of seeing like Tommy's dad with like a PlayStation 5 controller and like it's weird.
It's so disconnected and so out of touch, I think. And listen, like I said, I'm not one of these guys. You're ruining my childhood. I don't care.
I just don't care.
I love the new She-Ra. I love reboots. I love that kind of thing. But like Tommy's dad playing like a PS5, it just feels like pandering.
What's the over under that he's gonna swap over from toy developer to video game developer for the show? I would put money on it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He makes like crappy like shovelware Wii games or something.
Oh no.
Yes.
Oh no. Here, I made Carnival games. Enjoy it, you jerks.
Oh, I got a big contract from Disney. I'm gonna make Disneyland Connected Adventures. 2. Yeah.
I can't wait for 2022 when they announce the Rocket Power reboot and the Cat Dog CGI reboot. Remember Cat Dog? You remember how everybody loved that show? Me neither.
I liked it. It was okay.
That show is disgusting.
It was pretty gross. But at least it wasn't as bad as Cow and Chicken or Ren and Stimpy.
Cow and Chicken, yeah, I don't even want to get into it. Those both Cat Dog and Cow and Chicken are kind of cut from the same cloth. Those shows are so nihilistic. Like, I am a nihilistic. I'm a cynical, nihilistic person by default. Some of the time, my default mode is to be a snarky mofo, and I admit that.
I just realized.
But like,
Cat Dog kind of trained us for the Human Centipede. Because it just kind of conditioned us into like this horror. Because like pretty much like Cat Dog and oh well, I think I broke Pat finally. I finally broke him. Winner! I win. But while he's gone, you can come check us out at youtube.com. Make sure to like and subscribe. Make sure to hit the bell. Make sure to comment within the first hour of the show. It really helps us out. Make sure to follow us on Twitch at The Obsidian Man and Unlucky Magician 76.
Stop. I'm sorry. Can you repeat that again? That Cat Dog trained us for the Human Centipede.
Yes, it did. Because like
the line,
it's pretty.
The line of logic that you have to come to.
It's the same lane of logic. You get two things that are like fused together, and you're fusing together like a. Tell me that Dietrich Laser did not try that shit on like
You're telling me that
Dr. Laser.
You're talking.
Tell me that Dr. Laser did not end up trying that on. Dieter Laser did not practice. You know he's got some shit in his basement. He's got some prototypes. I feel it. It's like two squirrels sewed ass to ass.
Now that I think about it, there's a deleted scene in the first Human Centipede where Dieter Laser. It's like a flashback where Dieter Laser.
You're going to watch Cat Dog. That's what I'm going to do to you.
Dieter Laser is on his couch watching 90s Nickelodeon, and he's like, he sees Cat Dog. He's like, oh, that's a good idea.
I'm going to do. You're gonna sew them
by
ass to ass.
That's the title of this episode: Training for the Human Centipede. That's the title. I hope you're happy. That's the title of this episode.
You know what?
I hope you're happy. I hope you're proud of yourself.
I am very proud of myself because usually the shoe was on the other foot when like I get broken by something and then I broke you finally.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places.
Worn out
I'm feeling kind of sad. The dreams in which are dying are the best I've ever had.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk.
Well, now that but no, okay. In all seriousness, I always just found Cat Dog to be like even as a kid. I thought that Cat Dog was just disgusting.
Yeah, there was a whole episode where they were trying to figure out how Cat Dog like pooped.
Do you remember the episode with the flea collar?
No, I don't.
So there's an episode of Cat Dog where Cat Dog is hanging. Are they two people, or like can I refer to them as a single entity, or do I have to refer to them
No,
individually?
they have two. No, they have two different identities.
Okay, great.
Yeah. There's cat and then there's dog.
So cat and dog
That's it.
are hanging out at I think they're out in public, and dog gets like fleas. So they have to go to the doctor and they have to get a flea collar. But as soon as dog puts on the flea collar, the fleas jump from the dog half of the body to the cat part of the body. So they start.
Figured they would just go for the whole thing, right?
So they start chewing on cat, and so cat and dog get into a fight in the middle of the night where they're trying to steal the collar back from each other. And meanwhile, the entire time, these fleas are like chewing their flesh off. Like all their fur is like the whole episode, you see their like scarred, you see their scarred, disgusting, scabbing tissue, and then
Gross.
and like the flea,
I don't remember this at all.
And the fleas start to like slowly encompass and like devour them.
My head's getting itchy just thinking about
this.
It's
disgusting, dude. Anyway, I guess I can't wait for the. All I'm saying is I can't wait for the 2020 Cat Dog, the 2022 Cat Dog reboot. That'll be great. That'll be great.
Is there a Nickelodeon reboot that you would like? I think they could take a crack at Jimmy Neutron. I feel like they could take another crack at it. Not Planet Teen.
That show's kind of its time, I think. I feel if you did Jimmy Neutron today, I don't know if that would play it as well.
You could do it.
The thing with Jimmy Neutron is like
3D animation's gotten really good.
It's one of it. Well, that was kind of Jimmy Neutron's claim to fame, being like one of the first really predominant CGI animated shows. It wasn't the first. I'm not saying it was the first. I'm saying it was like one of the first predominantly like acceptable ones.
Is you sure that Jimmy Neutron won an Oscar or was like nominated for an Oscar?
Yeah, for the movie, right?
Yeah, for the movie.
You know, apparently, Jimmy Neutron was never meant to be like a TV series.
No, it was supposed to be like a one and done movie, but then it became gangbusters.
Yeah. They made the movie and it made a crap ton of money. And so after the movie did gangbusters, they funded a whole series, and then the rest is history.
With Jimmy's mom.
I love. Speaking of Jimmy Neutron, I love that copy pasta meme that's going around with like a Skeeter, the guy from the McSpanky Burger.
Oh yeah.
So if you guys don't know, there's this great like Reddit copy pasta of like Skeeter from the McSpanky's episode. So like you guys remember the part in that episode where Jimmy drops the salt and Skeeter's like, dude, you dropped the salt, and Jimmy's like, no, this is sodium chloride, I'm a smart boy, and Skeeter's like, dude, this is salt. So somebody made a whole copy pasta where they basically said, you know, Jimmy, just because you're a genius doesn't mean that you have to use your intelligence as a way to
really dresses him down.
He dresses him down. If you guys haven't seen it, I encourage you to please go look it up. It's incredible.
It is tremendous.
I won't. You know, I won't even give away the choice bits. Go look it up. It's really good. But anyway, it's like the roasting of Jimmy Neutron.
Yeah, rightfully so.
Yeah, rightfully so.
Skeeter does have some very valid points.
Big McThankies from McSpankies.
Oh God.
Anyway,
oh God.
Are we done talking about Rugrats? Are we done talking about Powerpuff Girls? Is my suffering over? No, I'm just
the suffering's never over. It just kind of folds in on itself.
I can't wait for the Rocket. Okay, it's like I would actually love the Rocket Power reboot.
I would like the Rocket Power reboot too.
No, here's the thing. By the way, Rocket Power was a terrible show. But here's how you make it fun, right?
How dare you, good sir?
Are you
Rocket Power?
Are you serious right now?
I loved Rocket Power as a kid.
Are you serious right now?
I am dead serious right now.
I thought it was universally agreed upon that Rocket Power was horrible.
You're horrible.
I am, but that's not relevant to the conversation.
I mean, I loved Rocket Power as a kid. I don't know how
we
everybody
are
else
riders on a mission.
On a mission.
Christ.
Shoobies. Oh God.
You stupid Shooby. Yo, Twister, get over here. Come on, Squid, get over here,
bro.
Come on,
Squid. Oh God.
You know, Nick, there's an ancient Hawaiian saying, those who go with the waves go with the motion of the ocean. What does that mean, Tito? What does that even mean? Get over here. God. Listen, you chubby Hawaiian motherfucker. Get over. What does that even mean?
Oh my God.
You know, not everything has a quirky ancient Hawaiian saying that makes everything happy and makes everything go away, Tito. Sometimes you have to deal with your problems.
Sorry, things haven't been the same since I lost my wife.
I want the episode where like Sam, he just melts. Okay, so here's my pitch for the Rocket Power reboot. Right, it's 40 years later, and because because Otto, Reggie, and Twister spent their entire youth doing like extreme sports and basically like ruining their bodies, they're all like wrecked. They all have like arthritis. They all have they have crippling back pain. They have like
so sad.
Their knees are shot. They're like they have to use walkers, and so Sam, who
those kids almost died like several times.
But that's what I'm saying. So it's years later, and they've separated. But Sam, who went off to go to college and get a good job and be successful, so everybody in the show looks down on Sam, the squid, the guy with the shark helmet. Everybody looked down on him for being a nerd, right?
So cool. Yeah.
They looked down on him for being a nerd, but he actually went off and did something with his life. He actually got a degree. He actually got like a job with a 401k, and so he comes back to the where do they live? Long Beach, whatever. I don't know. So he comes.
It was somewhere in SoCal.
He comes back years later, and it's like, oh my god, like Otto and Twister and all. I missed you guys, and so all of them, their bodies are beaten and shattered and destroyed from a lifetime of sports. But Sam is in pristine condition because he took care of his body and he decided not to exert himself, and he never
That's
shattered.
the thing, though.
He never shattered his pelvis.
Deep, dark, hidden wish in his subconscious where he misses it and he wants to go back.
Oh, so it's like
he's such an adrenaline junkie.
Oh, okay.
He's like, hey, let's go skydiving, or hey, let's go wave riding, or hey, let's go drag racing, or something.
Otto walks up with his walker. I'm sorry, Sam. I have to go to physical therapy today.
Is he 60?
Yes. See that?
Be like 40.
We still have to go to physical therapy.
Did he just age?
No. Listen.
Times 2.
He was so reckless in his youth that his body is battered, right?
Oh God.
Yeah. That's my. You're not listening to the pitch, Nick. And see,
I am listening to the pitch. So your pitch has some cracks in it.
No. More like a crack in someone's back. Like Otto, who fell and broke his pelvis at age 20 and was never able to walk the same since.
Oh no!
But see, that's my pitch. So like they all come together, and so Otto and Reggie and Twister, whatever his name is, I forget the name of the kid with the hat the hat. I don't remember his name. The guy with the camera.
Yeah.
So they all think like we'll never surf again. We'll never ride skateboards again. Our best years are behind us. But then Sam comes back and shows them like, guys, listen, we can be that team again. We can go out and conquer the world with our surfboards and our skateboards again. Come on, guys, who's with me? And so Sam is the main character. And so he like lights a fire under the main character's asses. And through the power of teamwork and tubular radical nature, bro, they come together and they learn how to be young again.
This sounds incredibly depressing.
Clearly you don't understand good drama. This is gold. Oscar gold.
Oh yeah, because I want Oscar gold.
Yes.
For rocket power.
Yes.
Rocket power.
They're writers on a mission, Nick.
Christ.
I didn't expect this episode to go in this direction, but I kind of love it.
I love it too.
Anyway, before we get too before it gets too late, we should probably move on. As much as I'd love to bitch about Rocket Power for 2 hours.
Oh yeah.
We will be stuck on this but anyway, so before so there's 2 more things to do in the show. One, Nick has taken the time Nick has taken
I have prepared a gourmet menu, so to speak.
So for anyone who doesn't know, in the real world, but believe it or not, we exist outside of this video box. We exist as real people.
Really? I thought I'm just a figment of your imagination on Twitch.
No, but in real life, Nick is a certified chef with like what, like minimum 15 years of experience at this point. You've been in the industry for like 15 years, right?
No, it's been 10 years.
Okay, like you've been cooking. Wait,
look,
really?
Yeah. Well, professionally, I've been
Oh,
cooking for
okay,
10
okay,
years.
okay, got it, got it.
Oh, I've been cooking up my whole life.
Yeah,
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 so
yeah.
way longer than that.
But yeah, so if anybody knows a gourmet menu and a gourmet palette, it's Nick. And so I have asked Nick today to share his culinary insight with us. And so I asked him to find some pictures of some of the most gourmet, dishes and platters and displays that he could find from the internet. And so he's going to, and by the way, I haven't seen these, so he's going he is going to walk me through them because he is a culinary professional. So he is going to take us on a tour de force of the culinary world with some of the best dishes from across the globe and across the internet and Reddit that he found. All right, let me switch up the screen and we will get this. Let me switch up the screen.
Oh, God.
All right.
By the way, I'm sorry in advance if
all right.
There's going to be some shit that you guys are going to see. So if you guys are squeamish at all,
right,
I'm sorry.
I'm ready.
All right. So Pat.
Yes.
Here we have a lovely breakfast item.
Oh, so is this the first picture?
This is the first picture.
All right,
yes.
great.
We have a.
Make sure to tell me. Make sure to tell me when to click. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So, Pat.
Yes.
I know you're a breakfast man.
Oh yes.
But sometimes the breakfast needs just to be a little heartier, something of the sea.
I agree. Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah, yeah. I love seafood in the morning. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, seafood in the morning. So we have crafted something tremendous for you today.
Okay.
I'd like to present to you our first dish.
Oh my God! The tuna and waffles.
The tuna and waffle.
Oh God.
Yeah. Believe it or not, it only gets worse from here.
So I like how this was promoted by Campbell's. This was clearly was some one can of cream of mushroom soup into
one drink.
Oh God.
A third of a cup of milk, 1 cup of drained flake tuna, 1 cup of stuffed sliced
For those of
olives.
you who are listening to this show and not watching it, the image is of a pair of waffles topped with what I can only describe as gravy with olives in it.
Yeah, with some specks of tuna.
But hey,
also.
Hey. There is a garnish, so it's classy, okay?
It is very classy.
It's very classy. It's got a garnish. All right. Yes. My bowels are already excited.
Oh, yes, they should be.
All right, yes.
All right. For the next dish, we like to, as the top of we are, as humans are, at the top, at the peak. We have conquered land and sea and air.
Yes.
For this dish, I have put both land and sea together in perfect, flavorful harmony.
That sounds impressive.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So what we have here? This is like. So what we have here for anyone listening is what looks like a normal rotisserie chicken, but it's or maybe it's a turkey. I think it's a chicken though.
It's way too small. Yeah, it's way too small to be a turkey.
Okay, so it's a chicken, a rotisserie chicken, but it's stuffed with octopus tentacles or squid. Maybe I'm not sure.
I think it's octopus because the tentacles are pretty big.
Calamari. Yeah, calamari squid, right?
I call this the Cthulhu special.
The Cthulhu stuffed chicken.
Yep. Oh, limited time at Boston Market.
Okay. Real talk for a minute. If you put that in the oven, wouldn't the octopus evaporate?
No.
Really?
No. Well, yeah. It would steam the inside of the bird, but yeah.
Okay.
It would be, unless if you prepare it properly. Like, that's the thing with octopus. You have to massage it for like 45 minutes before it's ready for consumption.
Wow.
And that basically means just it's such a pain in the ass. It's so picky. It's delicious if you get it right. But like, it's one of those things where like you literally have to get a bowl and like sort of like whip it around the bowl and like massage it for like 45 minutes. It sucks. It's delicious when it's done, but if you don't do it, it will be like chewing on like cartilage. It's disgusting.
Yummy. All right, Chef Nick, are you ready to present your next dish?
Yes. So, in keeping with the C theme,
yes,
Pat,
yes,
do you always wish that you love soup, right?
Yes,
especially when it's cold. But don't you just hate the fact that
I can mess with some gazpacho, but I say that I would definitely say I prefer warm soup. Like beef barley soup is my favorite soup.
We have cracked it.
Okay.
Soup, by its very nature, is not portable in any stretch of the imagination.
I mean, it comes in a can, which is portable. But all right, go on.
Yeah, but you don't want to eat it out of a can. You have to get a spoon. With this way, you only have to get one dish. We have truly perfected portable soup.
Okay, great.
With this next dish.
Oh, it's so gross. Okay, for anyone listening and not watching this freak show, we have what looks to be a can of chunky clam chowder soup, but it is put into a popsicle stick mold and was put into the freezer. So yes, you're right. Yes, it's portable soup. Yes. I mean, hey, listen, you can't question the efficiency. At least it's efficient.
I know, right?
It's
super efficient.
Listen, if you need soup on the go, this is the way you're gonna do it. Yeah.
I feel like we're gonna get a cease and desist from Campbell's pretty soon.
Oh, whatever. Come at me, Campbell's. Anyway, all
right.
Now you are truly outdoing yourself. I'm impressed.
Yes. All right. Now it's time for a little side dish.
Oh, yes.
So, Pat.
Yes.
Bananas. Where do you stand?
I like them in protein shakes, and I like eating them. I'll eat a banana. I just don't like bananas. Don't put a banana in my sundae. That's where I'm at.
Really? You don't like bananas in your sundae?
I like bananas by themselves and in protein shakes, but like I don't think it should be a dessert item. Like
really?
I don't hate it. Like I'll enjoy the occasional bananas Foster or like if banana.
I love banana splits.
If like banana is put into like
here's the thing: the banana cannot be too cold because otherwise it's like chewing on an ice cube.
But like I don't hate it.
But for this dish, you don't have to worry about it at all.
Oh, good.
The bananas are nice and warm and delicious.
You are relieving me of my fears. Thank you.
Yes.
All right.
Oh wait, it cut. Oh man, it cut it out. But all right. So something hearty.
Bananas holiday.
Bananas with ham and hollandaise sauce.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I thought that was bread for a minute. I thought those were rolls for a second.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, it's bananas with hollandaise sauce and ham baked to perfection.
Listen. I'll give you points for creativity. That's certainly new.
That's certainly new. Yeah. God.
That's a new one.
Interesting fact. This picture inspired me to make the rest of this menu.
Oh, great!
I've actually seen people make this.
Why?
I don't know.
Why? All right. Well, that's like okay. So chef, I have a question.
Yes.
Is this now? Please forgive me. I don't really have the refined culinary palate that you do. But is this supposed to be a dessert item or it's
supposed to be a savory entree.
Oh, okay, got it.
All right.
The sweetness.
Okay.
Okay. I'm sorry. Please continue. I'm sorry.
All right, but sometimes bananas are portable. Yes.
Yes.
But they're not necessarily too filling. But what if we found a way to make them more filling, but still portable and delicious at the same time? I feel like that encapsulate this next menu.
All right.
Oh.
No, stop. You know what? We were talking earlier about the Costco hot dog. How much you want to bet that, like, if we get unlimited Costco hot dogs for life, that this is what we'll get? Oh yeah, pretty much. You get unlimited hot dogs, but we never said that we couldn't put anything we wanted in it.
No, but here's the thing: this is totally vegan. A nice little vegan
Wow.
side dish for you.
Now, see, you just hit on something very important, Nick. A lot of menus, they don't. A lot of restaurants and menus, they don't adapt with the times. They don't understand that diners these days, some of them have very specific dietary needs. Sometimes people need kosher food. Sometimes people need to have peanut-free food. And also, so vegan options on every menu are essential.
They're hip. They're hip. They're trendy.
Vegan menu items are essential for any competitive market, for any competitive restaurant. And so
I agree.
See, this is what sets you apart from the average blow schmo Joe chef. Is you think of these things. You think outside the box, okay?
Well, it's just like it's so terrible, right? Like sometimes you have a big cookout, you have a big barbecue, you get everything, but there's always a couple people that are celiac.
That's right.
That are kosher, that are
peanut allergy.
Vegan, peanut allergy, and I feel like you got to have at least one item. They can't just eat salad the entire time.
That's right. God, you're a genius. Oh my God.
I am a genius. All right.
More, sir.
All
more.
Right. But the main entree portion is not done yet.
Oh, is this the main course?
This is one of the main courses, yes.
Okay,
we go big or go home in this restaurant.
All right.
So for this one, we need something a lot more bold. More hearty.
Okay.
More hearty. More.
A little more substantial.
A little bit more substantial. I feel like this would be perfect.
Oh no! Wait. Okay, again. Okay, sir. Okay, I was going to ask you if this is a dessert, but clearly, it just
no.
See. Oh my God, you are so subversive. Okay, because I originally when I looked at this, I thought, oh, it's a dessert, but no, contraire.
Oh, contraire, mon
It is a main entree with the appearance of a dessert. God, you are a genius. God damn.
It's like, I know, right? What a menu
Here I am, putting bread, putting mustard and ham on bread with cheese and calling it a sandwich. And you're
also, this 100% keto. It's 100% keto friendly.
Oh my God. See, nobody thinks about these things. Now, okay. So is this the whole cake? Do I have to share this, or can I chow down on this by myself?
It's meant to be split. It's more to be like a center. It's supposed to be like a centerpiece,
okay, got it.
like a beef Wellington. You're supposed to cut slices.
Oh, okay, got it. All right.
Oh God.
Okay, we have three more of these.
We have three more, yes.
I mean, so far this all looks delicious, though. I don't know how you can top yourself from here.
Oh, I think I can.
All right.
So, another entree. We need something pretty. We need like a good meal has a centerpiece, right?
Yeah.
For Thanksgiving, it's the turkey. For Christmas, it's the ham. You need something to put in the center, like a Norman Rockwell painting.
The star of the show.
The star of the show.
Yes.
I feel like this would be perfect for that.
Oh, here it is. Okay. If you want to be happy when company comes. Bro, I don't even... Bro, what am I even looking at?
I don't even... I think the one on the right is like a egg potato salad, I believe.
Oh, it's certainly...
I don't even know.
The flowers...
I don't even know what...
the flowers sure are decorative. Are those radishes?
Yes, radish flowers.
Now I
with
feel
some carrots on there. It looks like a garden.
Now, please... please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong. But this looks like a throwback. This looks like you looked up like a really old like Emerald cookbook from the Stone Age, and you said, "Hey, I want to create a throwback to that hideous looking food, but with a modern day twist."
With a modern day twist, yes. Oh God, I don't even. What? It looks like you ground up the Grinch.
Yes.
And you stuff them in a loaf of Spam, and you put some scrambled eggs on top.
So this is egg, and radishes and carrots and like some kind of sprouts. I don't know.
I don't know.
And this is like an egg. This is like an egg. This is like a deviled egg loaf.
I think so. Yes.
With mayo, I guess.
Yeah, with Hellman's Mayo, sponsored of this podcast.
Hellman's Mayo. When you need something extra rich.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on with this one.
Listen.
It looks like a loaf of Spam with green shit in the middle, and with some scrambled eggs on top.
I mean, were you medicated when you made this?
I plead the fifth.
Okay, great. Because
Senator, I can neither confirm nor deny at this time.
All right, because this seems like the kind of thing that somebody would make when they were medicated.
Let's get Medicaid. All
right, but
Senator,
you know what? Listen,
I do not recall at this time.
Listen, even if you don't eat it, it looks impressive.
It does look very impressive.
I just realized the one on the right looks like it looks like a stick of butter. It just looks like a big stick of butter.
It does look like a stick of. All right. So Pat,
yes.
Now that we've had all this rich food,
right? We gotta cool down.
You need a palate cleanser.
Yeah.
You need something sort of crisp and light.
I don't know how much room I have left.
Well, hopefully with this next dish, it sort of adds like a palate cleanser, sort of something light and a nice aperitif at the end of the night.
Okay, great.
Hopefully this will do the trick.
All right. The chilled celery. Yeah, listen, that is definitely a nice
light.
It's a light cool down. Let me see if I can. I can't zoom it. Wait, hold on.
I can't zoom in either.
Yeah. So it's like a celery stick, and it's stuffed, I think.
Yeah, it's stuffed with this mysterious. It could be marshmallow fluff. It could be crab dip. I don't know.
Did you now? Did you? What inspired you to make something so unique?
Oh, I saw it came to be in a nightmare.
Okay, great. As all great culinary ideas do.
Yes. It came to be in a nightmare. It's just like, if I have to suffer through this, everybody else has to suffer through.
Suffering for your art. God, you're a genius.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
But Pat, we need something.
Hold on, before you listen. Are you going to pitch this to Buffalo Wild Wings? Because they I have
sent many emails. They have not called me back. They have sent me a cease and desist later.
They're cowards.
They are.
They're too weak and afraid to step into the next generation of celery.
They're afraid of my green log.
Yes. They're cowards. That's all I have to say.
Pat.
Yes.
This is it.
Okay.
My magnum opus. Perfection.
The tour de force.
The tour de force. The perfect cap to the end of the night.
Okay.
It is so perfect.
Yes.
That it is in the name. Perfection.
Okay.
This is my magnum opus.
So it's a booger salad? It's just a salad. It's a salad made with boogers.
It is perfection.
It's just so for anyone listening and not watching this, it looks like
a bell made out of amber.
It looks like somebody.
It looks like the mosquito from Jurassic Park.
It looks like amber. It looks like vegetables encased in amber. It looks like somebody took like a jar of marmalade and they poured it over like a mixed green salad, and then they put it on top of a Christmas wreath. Yes.
And that is the end of the dinner. I hope you're stuffed. Thank you.
I'm beyond words. That was one of the best meals I've ever had, and I don't just say that lightly, okay?
But wait, there's more.
There's one more.
I forgot. There's one more.
Oh, hang on. Let me change the screen.
I forgot dessert. How could a good?
Is that Oreo and salsa?
Yes.
Now, see, listen. People are always talking about how Japan has different flavors of Kit Kat bars and how other countries have different flavors of Oreos. This is what I appreciate about you. You're like, listen, we don't need to reinvent the wheel. Literally.
Salty, you get the salty and acidic. You get the Oreos.
You say we do not need to reinvent the wheel literally because Oreos are the wheels of the culinary world.
We are not making wheels here. We're making squares.
That's right. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. Let's take the fresh.
Let's take the wheel and make it into a square.
Let's take the fresh local ingredients that we have, aka the Oreos. Let's take the fresh local Oreos that we have, that you buy at the farmers market, and combine them
Oreo.
those
you see here we have a nice fire roasted salsa right here in the center.
Take two unconventional things and put them together. That's the American way.
This is the American way. We take two things that should not be mixed, and we're going to mix them anyway because we're.
Listen. Okay. People are like, oh, look at me. Look at Emerald. I'm a multi-Michelin star chef.
Gordon Ramsay, call me.
Absolute amateur. Gordon Ramsay. Oh, look at me. I have Michelin stars and I own all these restaurants and I'm a successful chef. Oh, look at me with my white truffle pizza that's $200. Oh, I'm a visionary. Compared to my friend. Compared to my friend, you are ants beneath his boots.
You are dust in the wind.
Guy Fieri, culinary genius with the bowling shirt. No, I don't think so. No. Wolfgang Puck. Oh, look at me. I can make Italian food.
More like Wolfgang Puckhead.
That's right. You guys are nothing.
Oh, you're gonna make it. Oh, I'm gonna make a nice duck terrine. How about octopus Boston Market?
Yeah, that's. Listen, he's too much of a coward to stuff a squid or an octopus into a chicken. Okay, so can he even?
I'm pretty sure it's an octopus.
Can he even really call himself a chef? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Oh God. Anyway, I'm getting fired after this.
That was delightful. Thank you for.
You're welcome.
I hope in the future.
That wasn't all I found. By the way,
I was gonna say there's. I mean, obviously, a genius chef such as yourself is always thinking and innovating.
I'm already planning the next menu.
That's right.
It's already in the works.
I hope that next time you'll show us an even more dazzling and creative menu.
Oh, dude, there were so many things on that page that I could not, because like if I showed it to you, you would literally shut down the show.
Oh, great.
There was one with like a baby head that's like sculpted out of butter.
Oh God.
This was the worst one. The one that I found that like it was the one where like I was looking it up and I slammed my phone down and I walked out of the room. It was just a bowl of cereal, or so I thought. It wasn't cereal. It was a bowl of ants in milk. Yeah, it was terrible.
I mean, at least it wasn't a bowl of scabs or something.
Ew.
Because I think I've seen a picture of that actually. Somebody somebody had a bowl of like scabs with a spoon. Like
yeah, what are you, Goldfinger?
I love gold. Yeah.
Forgive me, I'm peeling.
Yeah, right. Anyway,
save me from myself.
Thank you once again for the wonderful culinary tour de force. I look forward to your next menu. I look forward to my next tasting. I haven't had a meal that good in decades, and I'm only 3 decades old.
Oh God. But I'm glad you enjoyed it. I'm planning the next menu. There will be a cover charge next.
Oh, I forgot.
I forgot my wallet.
I forgot my wallet. Even though I'm at home, I forgot my wallet at home. Peace.
I forgot my wallet at work.
Hide. My camera's too good. I was trying to hide. My camera's too good. Oh, damn.
All right.
I bought too good of a camera, Nick.
No, for sure.
All right.
So anyway.
Yes.
Now that we've had a full menu.
Yes.
Do you want to take a 5-minute break, real quick?
Yeah.
Or do you want to?
I mean, honestly, do you need a 5-minute break? Okay.
Yeah.
Let me.
So let's take a 5-minute break. We got to make sure our food digests 30 minutes before podcasting.
Yeah, exactly. You have to, in between meals, you have to find some delicious food. Let me just find some music, and we will be back in a moment.
That's right.
Okay, let me turn off the Beethoven music. Actually, I'll set all this up, and then I'll turn off the Beethoven music. The Beethoven music is classy.
It is very classy.
So you kind of put me on the spot because normally I pick music. You know what? I should have actually picked music from Fallout New Vegas since that's what I was playing. But you kind of put me on the spot.
I'm sure.
So I'm just
Yeah, sorry about that.
Beethoven. It's not
Yeah.
the best part
Yeah,
about the best part about Beethoven. Public domain, baby. It's beautiful piano music. It's beautiful piano music, and it's public domain, baby. Come sue me, Twitch. Actually, don't do that, please.
Yeah.
But you can't sue me for
He's
that.
like, well, he dared us to sue him, so we're gonna sue him.
That's right. Yeah, there we go. Anyway,
Like,
we're gonna be wrapping up the show today.
Sorry. Yeah.
We're gonna be wrapping up the show today doing one of my favorite things to do, where we talk about our favorite movies and things like that. And so one of the other times on the show, we talked about our top 5 favorite movies, and during that conversation, I had mentioned I only allowed myself to pick one animated movie because if I didn't put that limit in place, I would have chosen probably 3 out of my top 5 movies would have been animated movies. And so Nick had mentioned, hey, next time we do one of these, we should do our top 5 animated films. And I said, hey, it's a slow news week.
Capital idea, sport.
It's a slow news week this week, and so I figured, why not? I love animated movies. Nick loves animated movies. So yeah, we're gonna talk about a couple of our favorites. So here's the thing. So before we start this list, there are some rules. What are the rules? What are the rules? Rule number 1 for me is I cannot talk about The Wind Rises because I already talked about it last time. And I've already kind of shared my thoughts on that movie. It's probably one of the best Ghibli movies of all time. It's probably one of Hayao Miyazaki's best films. And then rule number 2, Spirited Away and Princess Mononoke are not allowed on this list. And that would have been on at least Mononoke would I love Spirited Away, but Mononoke would have been on my list. Now here's the thing.
Goddamn quick.
The reason that I put this rule in place is because listen, guys, everybody and their mother knows that Princess Mononoke and Spirited Away are both 10 out of 10s. They're both some of the best animated films of all time. I mean, Spirited Away won an Oscar for crying out loud. Everybody, listen, if you know, you know. Everybody and their mother has talked about Spirited Away and Princess Mononoke. They're masterpieces. They're masterpieces.
Yeah, that's like saying that or that's like saying Citizen Kane is the best movie ever. It's just I know for a lot of people it's in their top 10.
So it is, but I love Mononoke and I love Spirited Away. But just for the sake of variety, just for the sake of kind of mixing it up a little bit.
Let's just say for the sake of argument.
No, Ben, please. No, please, Ben, no. Benny, you didn't say you were going to be on the show this week.
That's right.
Oh God. Anyway,
now listen here.
I want to talk about something that makes me happy, and this is gonna make me not happy.
Okay,
I'm gonna break down.
All right, I gotta go. Bye, Alex. Hey, I gotta go. Bye, Betty.
I gotta go. My Uber's here.
My Uber Black is here.
That's right. He would get Uber Black.
He would. It's so expensive.
He would get Uber anyway. So yeah, those are the only 2 rules. I can't talk about The Wind Rises. I can't talk about The Wind Rises, and Spirited Away and Mononoke are not allowed. Guys, they're masterpieces. Go watch them. But for the sake of variety, for the sake of kind of expanding our options a little bit, those are off the table. But I mean, by the way, if you haven't seen Spirited Away and Mononoke, come on.
Do it right now.
Come on.
Drop whatever you're doing. I think they're on HBO Max right now, so you can just go ahead and pop that in.
So I'm not sponsored by any kind of VPN, but if you have a VPN, you can go to Japanese Netflix and watch all of the Ghibli films. But you didn't hear me say that.
I'm so mad that Netflix Japan just blows.
You didn't hear me say that though. I didn't. What are we even talking about? I passed out for a second. What are we talking about?
I know, the screen just went black. The screen, Jesus Christ, I can't.
Anyway, so with that out of the way, anything else goes. Do you want to go first, or should I go first?
I'll go first.
There you go.
So mine, I really had to think because Oh god, because it was one of those things where like when somebody says, "What's your favorite band?" This. What's your favorite song?
Right.
And I kind of stuttered a little bit. So I put a few movies on here that I adore
Yeah.
beyond anything else.
You know,
There were no particular order.
So last time we talked about how if you're kind of a film connoisseur and
Your list shift every day. Every week.
Your likes and dislikes fluctuate every day. So if these are the movies that like at the moment you just really love and want to talk about, there's no problem with that.
Yeah. So this one's actually going to be a bit of a surprise to you. It's probably one of my favorite superhero animated things ever.
Okay.
And that is Batman Under the Red Hood.
Oh yeah, that's a great movie.
Yeah, it's a fantastic movie. It's dark. It's Batman, of course.
It's dark.
It's dark and it's very sad. I feel like everybody says like, oh, Mark Hamill and this guy did the great Joker. Man, people do not give John DiMaggio, the guy who did Jake the Dog and Bender and all that stuff. He does a fantastic rendition of the Joker.
So the Red Hood story is about Dick Grayson Robin, right?
No, well, Dick Grayson.
Oh no, sorry. No, Tim Drake, right? Tim Drake.
No.
Which Robin?
Jason Todd.
Jason Todd. Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So he is the son of Batman and Talia al Ghul, right?
No, that's Damian Wayne.
Oh there have been so many Robins, man. I got my wires crossed.
Yeah, there's like so many more Robins. Yeah.
So Dick Grayson is is Nightwing.
No.
Right?
This is the story of what?
No, I was
Dick
saying
Grayson is Nightwing.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah, that's what I thought. Right.
No, you got it right.
Sorry, I'll shut up.
Yeah, so it follows the story of this weird figure that's showing up in Gotham and like killing all the bad guys, and Batman's just like, oh, this is not good. And like, but he knows all my tricks. What's going on? And then like, it's not much of a mystery. You can figure it out within the first like 5 seconds of the movie.
The identity of the Trigger Man is a
mystery. But yeah, it's a fantastic. Honestly, everybody brings their A game. If you're a big Supernatural fan, I know Jason Eccles voices Jason Todd in there, and he does a really good Jason Todd. I don't know who does Batman in that one, but he does a really good job. You know what's really funny? You know who's Nightwing in that?
Who?
Neil Patrick Harris is Nightwing in Under the Red. Yeah, he's Dick Grayson.
That's so strange because like Neil Patrick. Oh God. Huh. Okay.
Yeah, Doogie Howser is Nightwing in that, but no, he does a really good job. It's really twisted, but it's one of those things where like it doesn't end on a happy ending at all.
I mean, it's Batman, so
it's Batman. Yeah, it rarely ever works out.
I feel like Batman doesn't really work unless you have a morally ambiguous ending. Otherwise, happily ever after Batman kind of doesn't work in my opinion.
Yeah, but it kind of works for some things. Like during the animated series, like a few happily ever afters and stuff like that. But there's definitely a bunch of it's bittersweet. You need a bittersweet.
Even like the happily ever afters in Batman the Animated Series are like morally ambiguous though, for Batman.
Yeah, because like he either like kills somebody by accident or not. Well, I wouldn't say kill somebody by accident, but like somebody always gets fucked over at the end.
Yeah.
Or just goes to Arkham. But yeah, Under the Red Hood. Man, I want to watch it right now.
Oh hell
too.
Yeah!
It's so good. It's so good. But yeah, Under the Red Hood. I know it's a little weird. I know it's like, oh well, like why don't you like any of the other like Batman animated series? I love those to death, but like I love Under the Red Hood so much. I think I've seen like 5 or 6.
There's a lot of really good straight to DVD DC animated films.
Yeah, there's like The Dark Knight Returns. There's
The Dark Knight Returns is pretty good.
Oh god, what's the other one that's really good? Mask of the Phantasm is fantastic.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, it's like one of the only few Batman things that I've seen like 6 times.
I mean,
like literally, I've seen that movie like.
Flashpoint's pretty good too. The Flashpoint movie.
Flashpoint's awesome. You know what? Flashpoint's actually kind of come back a little bit because they have Reverse Flash as a meme
Oh,
when
dude,
they like
yeah. I've seen the Reverse Flash meme, man.
it,
Some
it
of
was
them.
me, Barry.
So, I think my favorite one. Small children, please close your ears for 10 seconds while I talk. There was one where he talks to Barry and is like, "It was me, Barry. I took the boobies away from Lola Bunny, so you'd be 1 second, so your testosterone would be 1 second slower."
Yeah. Oh, there was another one I just listened to the other day. It's like, you think you? Oh, when she touched your leg, then you nutted. Oh, that wasn't you, Barry. It was me. I jerked you off to make so fast. They think that she nutted, that you nutted when she touched your leg. It was me, Barry.
Oh, okay, kids. It's safe to come back now. We won't talk about anything that will make the Mother Mary cry. Maybe.
I'm sure she cries all the time.
This is true.
Oh, God.
Anyway, next on your list.
Next on my list. Okay, this one's all right. This one's also pretty weird, but you're gonna go like, oh, I just love this movie. I love the music. I love the way it's styled. It has really good drama, even though it's basically a ripoff of Star Wars. And that is the original 1986 Transformers the movie. I unabashedly love that movie.
Here's the thing about Transformers the movie, right? There's two ways to look at Transformers the movie. From a critical standpoint, it's not a very good movie.
Awful.
It's not a very good movie.
But
however,
I still love it.
However, from a purely objective, like, nostalgia bias standpoint, where you're standing there listening to Better Believe and going, yeah! It's so good. Yeah! Better Believe! Oh, the soundtrack of that movie is so fire.
It is legendary, and the animation is really good. Like, I'm a sucker for that 80s like techno like crazy animation.
Okay. Unironically, so like as a story, like the story and characters are pretty weak, but you cannot criticize the visual effects. The visual effects and the voice acting in that movie are really good.
It's Orson Welles as Unicron and Leonard Nimoy as Galvatron. How could you go wrong? Granted, that movie did kill off like almost all my favorite characters, if not all of them.
They all came back though, because didn't Optimus Prime come back and didn't Starscream come back and a couple of the other ones?
Starscream did actually not come back. Prime came back.
Did he come back as a ghost or some crap?
That was in Beast Wars.
Oh, okay.
That's different. Oh man, but yeah, I love it for its aesthetic,
dude,
and its music.
If you don't get,
and the voice acting's pretty good.
If you don't get
hyped up when you see Optimus Prime gun down a whole bunch of Decepticons,
I was gonna say,
you got the touches playing.
If you don't,
you have no soul.
If you don't feel a chill when you got the touches playing at the beginning of the movie, I don't know what to tell you.
It plays at the end too.
I don't know what to tell you, man. If you can watch that, and listen. I'm very much aware that the Transformers movies and a lot of those movies are like glorified toy commercials that were created to sell kids toys, and I'm fully aware of that. But I can't describe, like, that scene gives me chills, and I'm not even a Transformers fan, man. Like,
right?
I can only imagine if you're an actual Transformers fan,
also it kind of gave kids like a little bit of like some real shit to deal with and real shit to swallow. Like, holy crap, like Optimus Prime is
killed
dead.
Off
like,
a main character. Like, not only like
they killed off so many named characters in that movie.
It's one thing to
like
kill
at the beginning when the Decepticons are slaughtering everybody on that ship to sneak into the city. It's terrible. Like Prowl.
You know, it's one thing
like,
to kill off.
Look up the Transformers deaths in that movie. It's horrifying.
It's one thing to kill off Jazz or like Bumblebee or like any of the B tier characters.
Bumblebee actually survived.
No, but I'm just saying, like if he had died, right? But like Optimus Prime is robot Jesus. You killed off everyone's robot dad Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Who else?
Can you imagine how that pitch?
Also,
can you imagine how that pitch must have gone to the actual like Hasbro executives? All right, listen.
Oh, they didn't care. They just wanted to get the new toys out.
All right, listen. I know that Optimus Prime is by far our most popular and most marketable character alongside Megatron and Starscream. We're gonna kill off Megatron. I'm sorry. Can you say that again? Yeah, man, we're gonna kill off Megatron. It'll be a great plot twist. You're fired.
Write that down. Write that down. Holy shit. But yeah, goddamn, I just love that movie so much. It's also one of the only PG-13 or PG movies that has the word shit in it.
I still can't believe. Yeah, every time I rewatch it, I always forget that like Sparkplug or one of those characters says, "Oh shit."
They're just like, "Oh shit, what are we gonna do now?"
Yeah, exactly.
8.
Listen, I understand, right? Like, critically speaking, it's not a very good movie. But from like an objective standpoint, oh, it's such cheese. I love it.
It's such cheese. I love it to death. I adore that.
I understand having a soft spot for that movie. Totally understandable.
Right. All right. So my next one is actually critically acclaimed. You actually showed this movie to me.
Yay!
And it's we actually watched it a couple years ago, and it stuck with me because like this movie was just a title to me. I never watched it when I was a kid, but it left such an impact on me. I was just like, this is art. This is like pure art, and that is Prince of Egypt.
Yay! Oh, so good, man. I love it.
I love that movie so much, dude.
That was
dude, I wish people always like give DreamWorks shit.
Yeah.
And it's just like, holy crap, this movie is amazing. Like, I thought it was just going to be like, I thought it was going to be like some VeggieTales nonsense.
Yeah,
no,
exactly,
this is
right?
like a multiple stage opera.
It's kind of on par with the Ten Commandments, right? Like,
yeah, right. Well, they can get away with a lot more with animation, and like everybody brings their A game. Like, I know everybody kind of shits on Val Kilmer now, but like back in the day, like Val Kilmer was the man.
Like everything about the Prince of Egypt is incredible. The score is incredible. The actual story is it's a classic story that everybody knows from the Bible, but it's a tight version of that story.
It is so goddamn good. And oh god,
it's got one song. Like the only thing I'll criticize about the Prince of Egypt, it has one song that I'm not crazy about, but other than that, like it's solid.
It is so solid. Like that to me is like one of the most perfect animated movies of all time. Like
just everything from the facial expressions to the actual sets they use, the backgrounds, like everything about that movie is gorgeous.
And it's also a really good drama between Moses and was it Ramses II?
Ramses, yeah.
Yeah.
What I like about this version is
like
that
you feel terrible that like these brothers are fighting.
Yeah, they established very early on that Ramses and Moses, they love each other like brothers. And so when Moses has to do these things, you can tell it breaks his heart. And like, and Ramses is kind of the same way. He doesn't want to have to fight his brother, but they both have convictions that they have to believe in, and they have to kind of like parse out like, oh, do I care more about my feelings for my brother, or do I care about being like the emperor, or the pharaoh? Sorry, the pharaoh.
Yeah, the pharaoh.
Do I care more about being the pharaoh? Do I care more about being the prophet? And so like, the story is framed as this conflict between brothers, and so it's spicy.
Yeah, it's Shakespearean almost.
It's very spicy.
It's so spicy.
And it's done and it's like it's a movie made for kids, but it's done in a really mature way. It doesn't talk down or pander to kids. As Nick was saying.
No, like it's not one of those things where like, oh, the plagues happen. They say VeggieTales, but it's like, oh, the plagues happen.
Oh, they just happen.
You see this. You see the plagues, and it's put to this operatic, horrifyingly beautiful song.
I think they show people dying in the streets.
Yes, they do.
Yeah.
Well, it's like they have people that are like freaking out at like the boils, the locusts, the raging fire. I don't remember if they show the seas of blood, but
they show him painting the lamb's blood on the doors.
Okay, but no, I'm talking about like when all the water turned into blood.
Oh, I think they showed that in like a creative way where it wasn't too violent.
Yeah, maybe they like took a sip of it and like they spat it out and it was like black or something.
I think it was something like that. Yeah, I have to go back and watch it again.
Yeah, god damn it.
I
I actually
actually
bought it not too long.
I saw it on sale at Target for $5 and I didn't get it. Next time I'm at Target, I'm gonna get it.
I have it if you want to watch it next time.
Oh, you have the
I have it
DVD?
on I do not have the DVD, but I have it on I have it on like iTunes.
Okay.
It was like $10. So I was like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna buy this for $10.
If I see the Blu-ray for $5-10, I'm just gonna buy it because I want it for my collection. But yeah, it's really good.
God damn, man. Like, I know everybody just like, oh, Disney, 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 Disney. And
and listen, I know that for a long period of time, DreamWorks was in the gutter with stuff like Shark Tale and all their and kind of their garbage tier film and like Shrek the Third and a couple other garbage movies. But yeah, back in the day, they made some good stuff.
Yeah, they have like How to Train Your Dragon, the Kung Fu Panda trilogy, which is amazing.
Shrek 1 and 2 are great movies.
Shrek 1 and 2 are legendary.
You can criticize Shrek.
Shrek the Third and Shrek the Fourth is like, I haven't seen Shrek the Fourth.
Yeah.
Because I just don't want to, because I don't want to, because I want.
Right. Your perception of Shrek is already good as is.
I even like Megamind. Megamind was really good.
I always forget about Megamind, man. That was one of the best things we watched last year. That was great.
Right?
Yeah.
I was just like, we expected this just like, oh, it's just going to be like a thing, like everybody memes the hell out of it, and then you watch it and just like, oh.
Monsters vs. Aliens is a horrible movie, though. I gotta play a bad cop with that one. That movie stinks.
Yeah.
That movie stinks. But
oh god, the only thing I remember from that is Stephen Colbert's The Present.
Yeah,
that's it.
Hello, Mr. Ferret, how you doing? Hello. But yeah,
Mr. Ferret. But yeah, like everybody says, like, oh, DreamWorks is like B tier. No, I think it's just
when
as
they
good.
set their mind to it, they can compete directly with Disney, and that's no joke. Honestly, though, modern day Disney probably isn't that hard to beat, so they probably don't even have to try that hard. But
then again,
I heard Soul was really good. I heard Soul was really good. I haven't seen it.
To be fair, DreamWorks has come out with those troll movies, so it kind of evens out.
Is that them?
That's them. Yeah, that's DreamWorks.
The Troll 1 and 2?
Yeah. That's them.
I didn't know that. Okay. Well, here's the thing. You can criticize Trolls all you want. Those two movies made so much money.
I know, but I'm talking about purely from like how good the movie is.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, maybe the Troll movies are good. I haven't seen them.
Yeah, I haven't seen them. But
did they do Boss Baby? Or am I thinking?
I think yes, actually. I think they did do Boss Baby, but whatever.
Boss Baby made a shit ton of money.
You know it made a crap ton of money because there's like 4 different Netflix shows based on the Boss Baby.
That's right.
They made so many. Yeah, that movie made gangbusters because they made so many spin-offs and crap.
They did, in fact, do the Boss Baby.
That's what
movies.
I thought. Yeah.
Oh god, man, I just want. I get it. It's like you have to like make like these kid movies and stuff like that. But I want something with a little bit more edge.
Right, a little spice.
I do want some spice. Yes.
I wish. Okay, so this has always been my dream, right? So you remember in the original Frozen how there's that scene that during the opening song where Anna looks at a picture of Joan of Arc and she kind of comments like. Good job, Joan. I always thought I always have held out hope that Disney would make a Hunchback of Notre Dame-esque version of Joan of Arc.
Oh.
That would be okay if they made it in a similar style to Hunchback, where they actually treated it as a drama and not as like solely as a kids movie. That would be amazing.
That's gonna be great, but that's gonna be rough for the ending.
I know. Yeah. See, that's the thing, right? I would love for it to happen. It'll never happen.
It'll probably never.
It'll never
Honestly,
happen.
I want.
Okay.
I think we've talked about this.
You know what I want actually? If Disney won't do it, I want the guys at because I know that they'll do it. I want Cartoon Saloon to take a shot at the Joan of Arc story. Now that would be badass.
Yeah. What did Cartoon Saloon make again?
Secret of Kells, Song of the Sea.
Yes, 100.
Wolf Walkers, The Breadwinner.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I really want? Speaking of Hunchback, I think we mentioned this on a previous podcast, but I'll say it again because it kind of fits because Cruella is now in theaters.
Oh yeah.
I want a Judge Frollo movie so bad,
Now
but
that
I
would be
want it
awesome.
how like that would be awesome because if you know anything about like if you know from him from the book, he's more of an anti-hero
I
than he
think,
is like a villain.
unfortunately, I think in 2021 is sort of the era of Me Too. I don't think you'd get that.
Featuring Kevin Spacey as
No,
Judge
no,
Frollo.
no, 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 cut, 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 cut. Abort, abort, abort,
We're ending the podcast right now.
abort. Oh no. But no, but okay, in an ideal world, that
And
would be
also-
awesome.
Yeah.
Anyway, you
Not
should.
Kevin Spacey.
Anyway, we should move on to your next entry.
Yes. Oh, okay. Oh, I already know what this is. Another one. This one's very near and dear to my heart. I had the poster. I watched almost every single one of the shows that it spun off from, but nothing could beat the classic. And that is Ghost in the Shell. Is one of my favorite animated sci-fi movies of all time.
That was actually one of the movies I was considering putting on my list, but I just give me 1 second, please.
1 second. Waiting for the show to start. Ba-da-da-da. Ba-da-da-da. By the way, you can follow us on twitter.com/unluckymagician76 and Dark Knight Cecil.
Sorry about that.
Sorry, I was whoring out our Twitters.
Oh, good, thank you. Oh,
You are
good.
welcome. But yeah, look, I know like perfection is subjective. It's one of those things where like, but I feel like everybody has like their own values and everybody has their own skew of what perfection is. And Ghost in the Shell, in my mind, is a perfect movie. It's got everything. It's got 2D animation. It's got some of the best fight scenes ever animated. It's deep, like the Marianas Trench. And like it's Ghost in the Shell. What can I say?
I think it's very much I think it's very much of its time. I think back in the early 2000s, we were kind of exploring this kind of like we were kind of dipping our toes into the cyberpunk setting, kind of talking about prosthetics and robotics and things like that. Isaac Asimov kind of reemerged as a really popular science fiction author. And yeah, it's a solid film for sure. I think it's more visually interesting, I think, than it is like an actual story. But yeah, no, there's a magic quality to it when you watch it.
Yeah, well, just think about it. If we didn't have Ghost in the Shell, we wouldn't have The Matrix.
Right. It went on to go inspire a lot of stuff. One criticism that is often lauded at the movie is that some people don't like the fact that it kind of goes off into philosophical tangents. I actually love that stuff.
I love that stuff. Yeah.
Some people, I think they're like, oh, there's too much like this is too much like a philosophy lecture. But like that's kind of like, and like I do get it to a point where like there is a point where basically like the major like lays out the thesis of the movie, and she kind of like she sort of is like, I'll explain it directly to you, audience members. And so I do get that, but personally I never.
Yeah.
I never.
I didn't hate that one. Well, it's like, and then you get the stuff where it's just like when the Major's fighting the tank, and then they have like that stone scripture of the Tree of Life.
Yeah, there's some stuff that's a little on the nose.
And it shoots and breaks the Tree of Life and stuff like that. And it's like, I didn't mind it so much, but like it's literally a blink and you miss it sort of thing.
It's a little on the nose, but I don't think it's as offensive as like other. There are definitely a lot. There are other movies in anime that are way more pretentious about that kind of thing.
Well, they'll argue about it for like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, Ghost in the Shell. Oh god.
It's a good movie. No, if nothing else, watch the first like 10 minutes of Ghost in the Shell.
Oh yeah, like when they're
the opening credits,
the high rise.
The opening credit sequence where they're making the Major's body is really good.
Oh, with that haunting as fuck choir.
Yeah, the score and the visuals for Ghost in the Shell are very unique.
Yep.
And also, if you want to treat, and I won't get into it here, but if you want to treat and you really like Ghost in the Shell, look up the source material sometime. If you think you know Ghost in the Shell, go ahead and do your.
Although I will say this, if you're under 18, do not look that up.
I mean, if you're under 18, you should be watching Ghost in the Shell.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
All right. So my last movie, I did it just because I love this. I do love this movie. It's one of the only few movies that I've seen in the theater 3 times. And that is Mulan, the original.
Mulan.
Mulan. Who is
Ancestors,
that?
hear my plea. Help me not to make a fool of me.
Dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow. I mean,
I have
what's
seen
there to be said
Mulan.
about?
No joke. I think I've seen Mulan about 20 times.
I think so too. Yeah.
Because so when I was in middle school band class, I actually talked about my band teacher last episode, I think. And so I mentioned that he had like issues with diabetes, and so he would come to school someday and just have no energy to teach us. So he would do what teachers in public school do when they are down for the count. They rolled out the cart, baby.
That cart.
The cart
with
the cart with the one squiggly wheel. He
Mm-hmm.
rolled out
And
the
that-
cart with the TV on it.
and that brick of a VHS player.
They had a VHS player and a crappy TV, and there was 3 movies. The band department had 3 movies. Count them.
Mulan,
The
Emperor's New Groove.
Little Mermaid.
What's the little? I don't think I remember.
Yeah,
Little
yeah.
Mermaid.
There was 3 movies: Emperor's New Groove, Mulan, and
He played Emperor's New Groove a lot.
Oh yeah. I've probably seen the Emperor's New Groove and Mulan, probably about 20 times each. Because
good.
Because over the course of my 3 years in middle school, my band teacher was sick a lot, so we watched that movie over and by the way,
over.
it's a good movie. So I never cared because Mulan's a great movie.
It's good background. Also, the songs are just
all the songs are good.
Tiered.
There's not
all the songs are good. I can't think of a stinker out of any of them.
I mean, do we even need to mention oh god, what is that song called?
Let's get down to
I'll
business.
make a man out of you.
Out of you. Oh,
dude. So I'll admit to you that I did not see the live action remake of Mulan.
I haven't seen it either.
But
we can watch it for free now on Disney Plus.
It honestly breaks my heart because apparently the Disney did a bunch of focus group testing with Chinese audiences, and
they didn't like.
And so most Chinese audiences do not like music numbers and like songs. So when they made the new Mulan, they actively went out of their way to cut all the songs from the original movie.
Oh,
are you kidding me? Every one of them is good. Like a girl, like
who is that girl? The girl worth fighting for.
Girl worth fighting for is one of the funniest songs in Disney canon. It's so funny.
It has one of the darkest. It has one of the most darkest turnarounds.
It really does.
Of all time.
It's kind of a whiplash moment.
A girl worth fighting. Oh shit.
Oh yeah, exactly. But like, no, it's so funny.
Like it goes from like happy-go-lucky to berserk.
It's one of the funny. So probably the best part of that song is when it's Mulan's turn to sing, and she's like, "How about a girl who's got a brain, who always speaks her mind?" And all the guys go, "Nah."
My manly ways and turn a phrase
are sure to thrill her.
He thinks he's such a lady killer. I love that movie so much.
The point being is that Mulan is great.
It's great. It's like I remember seeing it 3 times in the theater before it left for its initial run.
Dishonor on you, dishonor on your cow.
Eddie Murphy's really funny in that movie. I don't care. Love or hate Mushu. Eddie Murphy kills it.
I normally do not like the little like psychic character. Like in the Disney princess formula, they always have like a little psychic character or a little like animal companion or a little sidekick, and I normally don't like that character. Eddie Murphy kills it in this movie.
You don't like Flounder?
I even like that little. I even like the cricket. The cricket is funny as hell.
Yeah, the cricket's great too.
I'm not crazy about Flounder. No, I'm more. I'm on team. Listen, I'm red, baby. I'm on team Sebastian.
R.I.P. the voice actor for Sebastian. He just passed away.
This is true. I read that the other day. But no, in terms of the Little Mermaid, I'm a Sebastian man, 110%.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Flounder sucks. I'm sorry, man. Flounder sucks.
He was okay. He was kind of annoying.
Hashtag Flounder is over party.
Did Jasmine's tiger ever talk in
No,
Aladdin?
the tiger's cool. I
No.
like the tiger. Yeah.
Yeah, tiger was cool. Well, he didn't say anything, so he automatic.
Well, the tiger was
I mean,
like,
I like to.
I think the tiger like threatened Jafar or whatever. It was like, hey, back off, man. I'm a tiger.
Good.
There's the part in the movie.
Guess what, motherfucker? We're ruling Agrabah now. I'm the Tiger King.
I was gonna say Joe Exotic, like Jafar hired Joe Exotic. I'm coming over here to get the tiger that was stolen by that bitch Carol Bass, and she took my tiger and gave it to this Agrabah kingdom. I don't know. It's somewhere in the Middle East, I guess.
Oh god.
Joe Exotic in Agrabah. Prince
Joe
Ali.
Exotic.
Worthy is he, Ali Abawa. Hey, get down from that high horse. I'm more fabulous than you are.
I know. I had a really tough time choosing between Aladdin and Mulan.
Aladdin
I really did.
Aladdin is in my honorable mentions on my list.
Very good. And that's it. That's my top 5.
Nice. So before I get to my top 5, I just mentioned my honorable mentions, but here we go. These did not make the list, but they were in competition to make the list. A Silent Voice, Summer Wars, Song of the Sea,
Yeah.
Whisper of the Heart, Lupin the Third, Castle of Cagliostro, Children Who Hear Lost Voices, Toy Story 1 and 2, The Incredibles, Prince of Egypt, and Aladdin. Those are honorable mentions. Those are all great movies. I
would have put.
They just got edged out just a little bit.
Yeah, just a bit. Probably I would have definitely added a giant chunk of that list to mine too. I probably would have added Lilo and Stitch and
Lilo and Stitch is on there too. Yes.
Emperor's New Groove. I love Emperor's New Groove.
Excuse me, you threw off my groove.
So
I'm sorry, sir, but you threw off the Emperor's Groove.
Is there anything on this menu that is not swimming in gravy? Hey, God, no, that's the chef. Whoa. Right, the weekly chat list, the list that we need for weekly chat.
The poison.
That list?
The poison for Cusco. Cusco's poison.
Oh yeah, it's all coming together. Oh, I love Krug so much.
By the way, I've never liked your spinach puffs. Oh, she's going down.
Oh, she is going down. You don't fuck.
All right,
with
okay. So without any further ado, here's my list. We were talking about we're gonna keep the Disney train rolling because number 1 on my list is the original, not the Emma Watson version, Beauty and the Beast from 1991. Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, that one.
I feel,
did that win an Oscar too?
I'm pretty sure it did. Yeah. Of the traditional Disney princess kind of Disney Renaissance movies, Beauty and the Beast is my favorite. Everything about it is really good
choice.
Like Mulan, every single song is good. The Belle as a protagonist is one of the best Disney princesses of all time.
That's true.
The character of the Beast is complex, but you buy the relationship between Belle and the Beast, and he starts off as an asshole, and you actually believe they organically transition from the Beast being a stuck-up bastard to being someone that genuinely cares about another person. It's an organic.
Also, Gaston is one of the best Disney villains that you love to hate.
I was going to get to Gaston. So all of the major players, the protagonist, the anti-hero, and the antagonist, they're all 10 out of 10 in this movie. None of them are bad. Usually in a Disney movie, so like you have
there's like 1 or 2 characters that annoy the piss out of you.
We were talking about Mulan earlier, and I love Mulan, but the character of oh god, what is his name? The villain of that movie, Zhang Yu or whatever.
Zhang Ji? No, that's not it.
The villain is not. He's the weakest character in the movie.
He's a coolly designed character.
It's a cool design,
kinda,
but yeah, like in terms of like his motivation, he's just like, I'm gonna go do bad stuff.
I'm just gonna take over China.
Yeah, and so he's
for shits and bibbles.
He's kind of boring, but like, yeah, Belle, great protagonist. The Beast is an anti-hero and a character you come to love. Gaston is the villain. Oh, he's such a slime bag. Oh, you can't help
but you love to hate him.
But here's the thing. Here's why Gaston is a brilliant character, right? He's despite the fact that he is a sexist, like big dumb idiot strongman who doesn't like reading, the town loves him. He's the town hero. like everybody, like Gaston is the cool guy that everybody wants to be friends with, right? He's
Mhm.
like he's the most eligible bachelor in the town,
He's
and
really good at decorating.
all these women are throwing themselves at him, and they want to marry Gaston and be his wife. And the only person in the town that Gaston cares about is Belle, who doesn't even know he exists. And it's such a wonderful relationship. It's such a wonderful interaction where Belle is very transparently says, like, you are a scumbag. I hate everything about you. Get off my property. And I love that. And
I know.
And Gaston is this toxic masculine motherfucker who is like, if I can't have you, nobody. And so
Nobody can.
So he's not sympathetic at all, and I love it.
I know. That's the thing I miss about old school Disney villains. A lot of them just have like tragic backstories or like a terrible childhood.
They have to have a reason for being bad. Right?
Yeah, they just are not just evil for the sake of being evil.
Well, like Gaston isn't evil; he's just selfish. Like Gaston,
yeah, he is self-interest incarnate.
Yeah, it's not that he's evil. It's just that like he doesn't care about other people. Like he is he's the alpha Chad.
It's like 99% of the time, Gaston would have been the hero.
Yeah,
of
exactly.
The movie.
If this was a Disney movie made in the 30s or the 40s, yeah, Gaston would have been the hero and he would have killed the beast and Belle would have fallen in love with him. But no, this story is actually really mature and like I don't and even all the I love everything about the movie. All the songs are great. All of the backgrounds are wonderful. All the side characters. Lumiere and Lumiere and Clocksworth, like, come on, they're so good.
There's Mrs. Potts too, and Chip. Oh,
I don't. Chip is one of the least annoying kid characters in a kids movie.
He's barely in the fucking thing.
He's bearable. Like he's fine. He's not that obnoxious. I'm a widow kid character and you're gonna be baby talk. No, like he's only in the movie for a couple minutes.
You're like going like a quarter Mike Tyson there. I will eat you. I will eat his heart.
But anyway, Beauty and the Beast is just a great movie. If you haven't seen it, please go watch it. It's wonderful. There goes the baker with his tray, like always. There must be more than this provincial life. It's very good. Anyway,
in the great white somewhere. Oh my god.
Moving on.
Amazing.
So, like I said, I can't talk about The Wind Rises because I already love that movie. I already talked about it. I can't talk about Mononoke and I can't talk about Spirited Away. However, one of the Ghibli films that I feel gets slept on and I feel gets overly criticized for not being as a lot of the time whenever this movie comes into conversation, people will say it's pretty good, but it's not as good as Princess Mononoke. And while I agree with that to a certain extent, that doesn't mean that the movie should not be given the recognition it deserves. Nausicaa and the Valley of the Wind.
Oh.
Now, people like to say it's not as good as Mononoke. And my retort to that is no shit. But
it's Mononoke.
But at the same time, how can you not recognize how Nausicaa is a great movie?
It's got one of our favorite creators in there, Anno.
Well, yeah, it's got Hideki Anno, but so essentially, if you've never seen Nausicaa, and there's probably a good chunk of you who haven't seen Nausicaa, which you should remedy that right away.
Yeah, it's like you need to fix that pronto.
So Nausicaa and the Valley of the Wind is a post-apocalyptic. We were talking about Fallout earlier. It's a post-apocalyptic story about a girl named Nausicaa. And she is kind of seen as like the hero of this tribe of nomads who live out in the desert, and they're trying to kind of survive with all the different factions. They're sort of like nomads. They're kind of like a wandering people. They don't really live in a kingdom or an empire. And Nausicaa is sort of their hero. She's sort of their champion. And so
she's the only one that goes off into like the weird like forbidden zone or whatever the heck it's called.
It's called the Toxic Jungle.
The Toxic Jungle. That's what
so. Like Nausicaa is the only one brave enough to put on a face mask and go explore the wasteland to find supplies and food and stuff that they need. And she gets involved in this whole plot involving a kingdom who wants to harness the power of these giant worms. There's these giant worms who live out in the desert, and they harness this like incredible power. And this evil, reckless king wants the power, and so he sends his general to go basically conquer all the nomads and steal the power.
That's right.
And so Nausicaa is and another criticism that Nausicaa gets is that people think it has a really people believe that it has a really preachy environmental message, and it does. I don't. I, however, do not think it's preachy. I think
I think
that
it's preachy.
I don't think it's preachy. I think that it's fine. It's not
Well,
like it's not like Captain. It's not on the level of like Captain Planet.
no, it's kind of it's almost along. I know, like this came out first before the movie I'm about to talk about, but like Fern Gully and stuff like that.
Yeah. It's not nearly as on the nose as Fern Gully. Yeah.
But it's that same type of movie, you know.
Yeah, it is, but I don't think it's. I don't feel like it's talking down to the audience.
No, it's not.
The focus of the movie is about the action adventure of Nausicaa and all the characters, and like the action.
Well, it's like it's
the focus.
So, yeah, it's so straight. Like everybody loves Miyazaki movies when like it's like fantastical and stuff like that. Like I feel like a lot of people get off it's like, oh, bugs and gross and stuff like that. But no, it's like it's nature. This is how nature is.
Right.
And it's strangely beautiful.
That's sort of the thesis of the movie is that and by the way, this is
we're not so different, you and I.
It's not that bad. Thank God it's not that bad. If you know anything about Miyazaki and you know anything about Studio Ghibli, he loves to talk about modernization as it relates to the environment. If you look at movies that he does, like obviously the really obvious ones are Princess Mononoke, Nausicaa and the Valley of the Wind, Totoro,
Ponyo.
Ponyo, yeah. A lot of those movies have the central thesis of mankind's relationship to nature and how modern society has to kind of learn to respect nature, or we're going to be doomed to be destroyed by it. And it's not. And I never feel
we're gonna destroy nature and thus destroy ourselves.
Yeah, either we're gonna just destroy it, or it's gonna destroy us. If we don't respect and live together in harmony, everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked.
That it's got to be balanced.
Yeah, exactly.
The four natures.
But I never feel that Miyazaki through his films is he's not. It's not.
He's not preachy.
It's not a. It's not Captain
He shows
Planet.
that. Yeah, he shows rather than tells.
Exactly. He's
Captain
saying, like,
Planet is all tell. Miyazaki shows.
Yeah, exactly.
In his work.
He's saying like this is the potential consequence if we don't act right now. If we don't take this into consideration. Yeah, exactly. It's not Al Gore. It's not an inconvenient truth. He's just like. That's just kind of who Miyazaki is. He's like, this is he wants us to think about our relationship to nature, not to talk down to us.
Yes.
He just wants us to think about it. And so that's kind of.
And that's why I appreciate it.
That's kind of.
And that's why I think Miyazaki's movies are going to live forever.
Yeah.
Because it's so timeless.
And so yeah, I just love. So by the way, it was adapted into a kids show on the Fox box called Warriors of the Wind. Please do not watch that version.
Because oh my god, I forgot about Warriors of the Wind.
Warriors of the Wind. Yeah. So back in the day, Fox got the rights to the movie, and so they butchered it and they cut it up into like a 10-episode kids show, or like a 5.
How the hell can you cut it up into 10 episodes?
It's like
2 hours.
I think it's like a 5 to 10 episode thing. Don't quote me on that though.
Oh dear.
But yeah, they cut up into this thing called Warriors of the Wind, and it's really bad. Don't watch that version. Please go ahead and watch the G-Kids version. Go ahead and watch the G-Kids Blu-ray that's readily available on Amazon. Please, that's probably the best version you can.
Is it on HBO Max? I think it is.
Probably, yeah. If you have HBO Max, it's on there too. But if you want to have it for your collection like me, probably the best version you can get right now is the G-Kids Steelbook Blu-ray edition. That's probably like the highest.
I think I just have the normal as.
Oh no, me.
It's
I have the Disney
it's somewhere
version
on my shelf.
I have the Disney version, the Disney cut basically. Except here's the thing, that one is standard DVD definition. I've been meaning to replace it, but yeah, part of me is like, I don't want to buy all of my collection again. It's kind of redundant. Yeah. So like, I'm very few of the movies on my shelf I have bought. I have 2 copies of. I suppose I should get Nausicaa on Blu-ray, but yeah. Anyway, that's Nausicaa.
You should. It looks amazing.
Number 3. I'm honestly shocked you didn't pick. I thought that we both were gonna have this one on the list. I'm honestly kind of shocked it wasn't on your list. Wolf Children.
I know.
Mamoru Hosoda uh,
I
is a
I know. Like
Mamoru
I thought
Hosoda.
about it like 10 minutes after I made that list, and
Yeah,
I'm just like, fuck, I
it's
didn't put any Mamoru Hosoda stuff on there.
it's okay. Um,
Oh,
now Mamoru Hosoda has a very
I will hang my head in
oh, it's
shame.
okay. Mamoru Hosoda has a very interesting filmography. Uh, sort of as a we were talking earlier about how Miyazaki talks about how modern day society is how basically human society and nature have to kind of act together. Mamoru Hosoda's thesis for a lot of his movies is sort of like modern day fairy tales. So
Yeah, it's like
Miyazaki and Studio Ghibli, they're very they're very they believe in kind of like the magic of the of the good old days, right?
well, it's like it's almost every single Mamoru Hosoda movie is like
In the modern day,
modern day, and then the fairy tale world, and it just kind of crashes
yeah, exactly.
together. You know,
They cross
your
over.
Boy and the Bee, yeah, your Boy and the Bees,
Summer
the Wolf
Wars.
Children, Summer Wars. Mirai, did you do Mirai?
Yeah, Mirai. Yeah, Mirai from the future. Yes.
Yeah, Mirai. Yeah, that's him too.
But yeah, compared to so Miyazaki is kind of a man. He's kind of a man of the past. He is this guy. He's very nostalgic for the olden days. And that's not necessarily a good or a bad thing. All I'm saying here is that it very much colors his body of work. Mamoru Hosoda, and by the way, if you listen to Miyazaki talking interviews, he kind of talks about how like he's less optimistic about the future than most other people are. That's not to say that he like. We're gonna do a whole episode one day where I talk about in depth kind of like my thesis on Miyazaki, but like one of his big things is that whenever he's interviewed, and by the way, he's very rarely interviewed. Very rarely.
Yeah, it's really, really rare. Like he doesn't go on TV show interviews. He doesn't get interviewed at his house.
He doesn't
like,
get reviewed
nothing.
by he's never gonna get interviewed by like like Anime News Network or anything like that. It's never gonna happen.
Oh god,
it's never gonna happen.
Oh god,
but
no, never gonna happen.
Miyazaki is very much a man of the past, and Mamoru Hosoda, in contrast, is a man of the present. He says there is magic in our modern day metropoli. Every day in the city, like there are magic things kind of happening. So you look at stuff like Boy and the Beast. You look at stuff like Wolf Children that I'm going to talk about. Yeah, it's kind of like what Nick was saying earlier. He likes to take fairy tales and put them into a modern day setting.
Mm-hmm.
And so Wolf Children is a kind of a modern day kind of grim fairy tale about a mother who falls in love with this man who is a mover. And in reality, it turns out that this guy is a werewolf, or like he's a wolf who can turn into a human. And so
yeah, he's like some weird like wolf spirit or something.
Yeah,
or...
he's a human that can transform between a wolf form and a man form.
Mm-hmm.
And so
he's a big doggy.
This woman falls in love with this guy, and they have kids. You're not supposed to think about it too much.
I would assume he was human when
right. But again, you're not supposed to think about, because it's a fairy tale, like we were saying earlier, right?
It's a fairy tale.
You're not supposed to think too hard about the biology or the mechanics of it or whatever.
I would certainly hope not.
But anyway,
or unless they do, sort of awakens something.
But anyway, she gets pregnant with twins, and this isn't really a spoiler. It happens in the first like 10 minutes. The husband dies and is killed, and so this woman is forced to raise these two kids on her own. And just like their father, her kids can transform between wolf form and human form. And so as they get older, they both kind of have to make a personal decision on whether or not they want to live as wolves or they want to live as humans. And while they're figuring this out, the mom, whose name is Hannah, she has to kind of raise these kids and kind of figure things out on her own. It's a story kind of about a single mom raising these two kids, but her kids can turn into wolves, and there's a lot of drama that kind of comes with that. There's a lot of decisions that her kids make.
There's a lot of growing pains in this movie.
Yeah, and there are some just very beautiful moments and scenes in this. In particular, the scene in the snowbank is probably one of the most
Oh,
beautiful.
I love that scene.
It's probably one of the most beautiful modern animated scenes.
One of my favorite scenes is when they first move into like the farm
Yeah.
and like they're just trying to figure it out, and the mom's trying to repair everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man. And then their neighbors are just like, oh, she's never gonna make it.
Yeah, yeah.
But they see her try and try and try. It's like, hang on, you can't use this type of fertilizer
She's
here. Let me show you how to do. He's trying.
Yeah, yeah. I think in the West, Mamoru Hosoda is semi-popular, but I wish that more people would watch his. By the way, you might have actually seen Mamoru Hosoda and not even realized it. If you grew
Yes, you did.
If you grew up with Digimon and you watched Digimon the first movie, congratulations. You've seen a Mamoru
Hosoda film. You basically saw Summer Wars.
Yeah. Yeah, essentially, the stuff that he would go on to do in Summer Wars, he basically wrote the rough draft in the Digimon movie. But, okay, so, like, okay, very, very quick aside about the Digimon movie. In North America, the Digimon movie was basically 3 Digimon short films that were Frankenstein stitched together. They weren't supposed to be shown together, but like the Fox.
Yeah, that was a little strange.
Well, no, so the reason they had to do that is because Pokemon the first. So, 4Kids came out with Pokemon the first movie, and dude, that movie didn't make that movie didn't make money. It made all the money, like so much money.
So much goddamn money.
Like near Titanic levels of money, like that much money kind of thing. Like to the point where Digimon and the Fox Box, the board of directors at the Fox Box,
I think it was still Fox Kids at the time.
Fox Kids. They looked at their translators and their dubbers and they said, "You need to make us a Digimon movie." And the Digimon team said, "Well, we have the rights to a couple of these short films, but I don't think that we couldn't
They're
really."
not going to flow together.
And they basically said, "I don't care how. I don't care. I don't care how you do it.
We're gonna Victor Frankenstein the fuck out of this.
You are going to make a feature-length movie, or you're fired." So they're like, "Okay."
It sounds like an episode of Regular Show.
Yeah, basically.
Dude, we gotta edit this Digimon movie.
So if you ever watch the Digimon movie and wonder why it was a Frankenstein's mess, there's your answer. But anyway,
throw Smash Mouth in there for some reason.
I actually low-key love the soundtrack for Digimon the movie, including
I like it too.
The Bare Naked Ladies are in there.
Are they in there really?
Yeah. Anyway, go watch Wolf Children and the entire library.
Go watch all of Mamoru Hosoda's movies.
Go watch his entire filmography.
Here's the thing. Every movie that we recommend here on this, watch it.
Go watch it.
Go watch all of them.
All right. Going back to okay. So I swear, I promise you, this is the last Ghibli film on this list. But I have one more.
Okay.
So number 4 is and this was not directed by Miyazaki. I believe this was Satoshi Kon. No, it was one of the.
Satoshi Kon did like Paprika.
No, sorry. There was another director, the other really famous Ghibli director. He did this one.
Okay.
Let me look this up real quick. Anyway, it's the Tale of Princess Kaguya, or the Tale of the Princess Kaguya.
You showed that to me, and that was one of my favorite movies that we saw that year. It was like 4 years ago.
Princess Kaguya. Let me look up the director real quick. It's one of those names where it's like it's on the tip of my tongue. Isao Takahata. Sorry, thank you. There we go.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds about right.
He's the other major director over at Ghibli. Like, there's Miyazaki, and then there's him. And then, like, there are other kind of small-time directors, and of course, Goro Miyazaki. Everybody loves Goro Miyazaki's movies!
Oh, poor guy. Do you think they're ever going to give him another shot?
He did that Robin, he did that Amazon show, like, Robin Hood and the Band of Thieves or whatever. He did that show. And then also he did something recently. What the hell was it? Crap. I don't know off the top. Oh wait, he did this one. Oh god, where is it? Oh god. I have it on the show. Oh, yeah, he did from Up on Poppy Hill.
Oh, okay, I didn't see that yet.
Yeah, he did From Up on Poppy Hill, which was like I actually thought was okay, but it's not really anything to write home about. And then of course he did Tale of Earthsea, baby.
That has one of my favorite Miyazaki stories, but I feel so bad for Goro.
Oh, that he walked out of the theater?
Yeah, that his dad walked out of the theater. It's just like, you're not ready. And it's like,
Whoopsie!
oh, damn.
Ouch.
Why don't you just stick the knife in me even farther, Dad?
Anyway, Princess Kaguya. So if you don't know, this movie is based on a really famous Japanese fairy tale called The Bamboo Cutter. And it's essentially about this this man who's this very poor man in like this was like feudal Japan, like ancient Japan. And he is this very poor man who lives a kind of a humble existence with his wife. And one day, as he's cutting bamboo, he cuts open a bamboo stalk, and there's a really tiny little girl in the bamboo stalk, like a little almost like a little like geisha doll. She's like dressed in like a kimono, this little doll. And so he pulls this doll out of the bamboo stalk, and it starts growing into a baby. And he decides to raise the baby and call it Kaguya. And also from the bamboo stump, there's like a torrent of gold. A torrent of gold. A torrent of gold shoots out of the bamboo stalk. And so the man gets a daughter and becomes extremely wealthy. So the bamboo cutter and his wife decide, hey, we're going to raise this baby, call her Kaguya, and we're going to train her to be a this was no accident. We were meant to have this child, so we're going to raise her to be a princess, and we're going to take her to the capital city, and she's going to be a princess. And so the movie is about... And so the movie is about the bamboo cutter and his wife moving to the capital city with their daughter and raising her to be a princess, even though she kind of sort of doesn't want to be a princess.
No, she just wanted to live like the humble life.
And so she kind of... And so Kaguya she's this girl who really likes her humble origins and being like the daughter of a bamboo cutter. And so she has this responsibility of being a princess kind of thrust upon her. And the movie is kind of her dealing with that stuff. And then later on, we find out some more stuff about the mysterious origins of where Kaguya came from and how that's going to affect the rest of her life. That's the spoiler-free version.
Yeah, I was about to say, it is a million times more complicated than that, but it's one of the most gorgeous animated movies you will see
but even though,
of your entire life.
I think it's sort of a complete picture. I think visually speaking, it's very distinct and it looks very different from anything else Studio Ghibli's ever done. It's more of like a charcoal, kind of like a charcoal palette style. I'm not entirely sure how to say it.
It's like if you've ever seen like almost like that charcoal, like almost like a watercolor style of like old Japanese artwork.
The art style is supposed to replicate a storybook, like a really old storybook. But even though the animation is very bare bones and basic, it's a minimalist art style. But the animation is crisp and smooth despite this.
It flows really, really well. Like one scene that always sticks with me is like when she runs away.
Yeah, that's
she's running through that field with her hair.
There's a scene in the movie where she is at there's like a party to celebrate her getting her period. Is
that what that was?
Yes.
Oh.
So there's a
that was it.
Yeah, so there's a party to celebrate her womanhood, and kind of her coming of age, and she gets furious at this party and she decides to run out of the party and run outside. And so as she's running, the animation, like the angrier she gets, the more blurred and unfocused the animation gets. If you haven't seen it, I don't want to show it because I don't want to Studio Ghibli is notorious for their bans and their copyright claims, so I can't show it. Yeah, I was about to
say, like, even if we put any of the artwork up there, they're probably going to take us...
No, never going to show it. Won't show it, can't show it. I'm sorry. But I encourage you to, on your own, go on YouTube and look up Princess Kaguya, like the running scene. You can probably find it if you type in.
You could definitely find it.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous film. It's also just like, not to give too much away, but god damn is it heartbreaking.
It is. I know, like this is not going to be a happy ending. It's kind of a stone cold bummer. I'm not going to lie.
The last time I saw this movie, I threw it on, and my sister came into the room about 10 minutes into the movie, and she sat and watched it with me. And my sister doesn't cry at anything. And the scene where she's in the wagon and her former boyfriend kind of her former boyfriend is like basically becomes like a bandit to steal for food, and she sees him in the street and she wants to go talk to him and go see him, but they can't, and they kind of have this moment where they lock eyes, and then the wagon that she's in like goes away, and my sister like started crying. It's a very emotional scene. It's like this.
It's pretty emotional.
And like I said, my sister doesn't cry at like anything.
That's
like
the powder. That's the powder. The powder.
That's the
Jimmy,
powder
the
of
power.
love. That's the.
Isn't that just ecstasy?
There you go.
Allegedly.
Gonna get some of that rhino horn. I'm gonna grind it up.
No, that's for no, that's for infertility. Allegedly.
Allegedly. We here at the Weekly Chat do not consume the eating and or sniffing of endangered species.
Allegedly.
Great. Hey Costco, how about that rhino horn sponsorship?
We're out, but we're gonna get some next week.
All right, fine. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. You have to go back to sponsoring JonTron and Pro Jared. I'm sorry. I won't keep you. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my
I'm
God.
sorry. I'll stop throwing the shade now.
Oh God, there's more shade being thrown than a sunny day.
Anyway, Princess
Oh,
Kaguya
dear.
is a magical film, and it's honestly I think it's one of the more underrated and people a lot of times people don't even know what the movie is when I bring it up. People are like, "What's Kaguya?" And I'm like, "What's Kaguya?"
What's Kaguya? Well, let me tell you.
But yeah, go check it out. One last movie. And I promise this one's not anime. I promise.
Really?
No, yeah, it's not. I promise. I wanted to kind of have some diversity on this list. My number one movie, and like I said, my list is not in any particular order. These are just movies that I love.
Yeah.
But yeah, finally, my number one movie is The Iron Giant.
Oh, The Iron Giant.
Yeah. It's a really solid movie.
I remember seeing it with my mom.
Hell yeah.
In the theater, and we got like a little booklet. Oh man, I wish I would have kept that booklet. Dude, I adore The Iron Giant. If you've never seen The Iron Giant,
it's a movie. It's a movie about a boy named Hogarth during the Cold War in America, and I believe it takes place in like some state in the South or something, right? Like I forget. Anyway, it's like it's the United States and it's the Cold War, and there's this little boy named Hogarth, and one day he comes across this alien technology that plummeted to Earth, and it's this big mechanical man. And this robot has tons of guns and weapons on it. And Hogarth is like, "Hey, man, don't shoot me with the guns." And the robot is like, "Okay, I'll do that." And so,
yeah, because it got like a huge dent in its head. So it's just kind of has robotic amnesia.
That's right. How does that work? Yeah, exactly. But no, yeah, you're right. And so the movie is about this boy.
I have explosive amnesia.
Does anyone here not have amnesia? Futurama is so great. I love Futurama.
I love Futurama so much.
Calculon.
Calculon.
Welcome back to All My Circuits.
Go to hell, hedonism bot. I've been there. It's okay. Oh God.
Gotta go down to robot hell. Sliding down in robot hell.
My ass is bruised from the slide. Dude, I just saw a clip of Robot Hell with Bender.
Oh, hell yeah.
With Bender was making a deal with him. He's like, he's got to give you your firstborn son. It's like, be right back. And then he just gets Bender gets his firstborn son.
Huh.
And then just kicks him into Robot Hell. And I'm just like, dude.
Probably my favorite bit from that episode is after they beat the devil in the fiddle contest, and Bender gets wings and he starts to fly out of Robot Hell, and Leela and Fry are like attached to his legs, and Leela and Leela's like, "Hurry, Bender, we have to outrun the devil," and Bender's like, "I could go faster if you drop the stupid solid gold fiddle."
Oh yeah, drop.
No, but anyway, Iron Giant.
I remember the
Iron Giant. As much as I would love to talk about Futurama and Robot Hell.
Oh man.
But yeah, so the Iron Giant is like it's a Cold War animated movie about this boy, a boy and his best friend, a giant killing machine robot. They learn to love each other. Meanwhile, there's a cranky FBI agent who's trying to find and use the robot as a weapon against the Russians, and who is afraid that the robot is a weapon built by the Russians, because again, this is the Red Scare, baby. And there's also a local guy who owns a junkyard where Hogarth hides the Iron Giant, and they all become friends. And it's
That's right.
And I don't want to spoil too much more of the movie because it's really good and you should go watch it. But yeah, it's a really,
for those who love,
it's a
for
really good
you
period
Fast
piece.
and Furious fan, it is really great. Also, for you Fast and Furious fans, Vin Diesel voices the Giant.
Oh, that's right. I always forget that. Yeah.
I know, right? It's weird.
But man,
Iron Giant. I love Iron Giant. It's one of my favorite. God damn, I should have put it on my list.
Yeah.
Anyway, it pisses me off so much because everybody uses the Iron Giant in the way that it's not supposed to represent. Ready Player One? What?
Nick, I swear to God, man, I told you because we talked about the Iron Giant in a previous episode, and we talked about Ready Player One in a previous episode, and I warned you then, and I'm gonna warn you now. If you bring up Ready Player One, I will bitch about it for hours.
I know.
I will. My disdain for that movie is legion.
Is legendary.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so ugly. You have a mild burn on your face.
You have a slight suntan.
Oh, I'm so hideous and ugly. You're fine.
You didn't put sunscreen on one half of your face and you got a mild tan.
I'm so ugly. I'm so ugly. You probably think I'm so ugly.
Excuse me, sir. I hope my horrible ugliness won't be a distraction for you.
Not
at all, boy.
Somebody should make that a YouTube poop. That's hilarious.
Yes.
Not at all, boy. It's so good. But yeah, no, the very flagrant use of the Iron Giant in Ready Player One and also in Space Jam is pretty grotesque.
Well, at least the Iron Giant is just like window dressing.
Yeah,
it's not like actively pissing me off in the like. I didn't think about it when I saw the movie because it was just that movie is just sensory overload.
No, it's referenced the movie. Hey, Nick, you remember Ninja Turtles? Hey, Nick, you remember Voltron? Hey, you remember Power Rangers, Nick? Hey, you remember Mortal Kombat, Nick? That's the movie. Hey, Nick, you remember Hey, Nick, do you remember the car from Back to the Future? He drives that. Hey, Nick, you remember the Ecto-1, the Ghostbuster car? Well, somebody drives that too. Hey, Nick, you remember Ghostbusters? Hey, Nick, you remember Beetlejuice? Hey, Nick, you remember the Goonies? That's the whole, like, I'm being facetious, but that's seriously the whole movie. I'm not joking. Yes. You're like, that can't be real. Oh, it's real.
Yeah, it is.
And people, dude, you know what shocked me because like, I've had some time to stew on Ready Player One. It was a couple years ago when it came out. The thing that shocks me, man, the number of people who love that movie.
They like, really do.
Steven, this is one of Steven Spielberg's
just like,
best
Spielberg's back, baby. Let's go.
This is one of Spielberg's best movies, and I'm like, I'm sorry, what?
No, I'm sorry.
This is the man who made E.T.
Forrest Gump.
Catch Me If You Can.
Oh wait, no, that was Zemeckis.
Like, Catch Me If You Can.
Jaws.
And like, yeah.
Close Encounters.
This
Jurassic fucking Park.
This guy is like, I'll admit to you, Steven Spielberg is a legendary filmmaker. But if you can't see that this is by far his worst film, you're either blind, deaf, dumb, or stupid. I don't know which one, but Jesus Christ, this movie stinks.
It's pretty bad.
It's so bad.
I'm so hideous.
Nick,
Slight.
I'm so hideous, Nick. You'll never love me. I'm so hideous. I have a.
What the fuck do we look like? The fucking Toxic Avenger by their standards?
That's right. Hey, Nick, you remember the Toxic Avenger?
Oh God! I can't.
Hey, Nick, you remember Conan?
You like Gundam, right? Well, of course I do.
Well, yeah, of course.
But
Well, and by the way, you're Asian, so of course, of course that you'd have a Gundam in the online world.
okay, to be fair,
what other thing would you have?
Mazinger
It's
Z.
so basic. It's so basic.
It is pretty basic.
Even
it
as
is like it is Funko Pop culture
It is. It's
distilled
Funko
into
Pop
a
the
movie.
movie. It's Funko Pop the movie.
Which, by the way, they are making a Funko Pop the movie.
Of course they are. Why would I be surprised? Oh god. But like
Seriously, Funko Pops are gonna go the way of the Beanie Baby. I cannot wait to see like where Funko Pops are gonna go.
Oh, by the way, I was
gonna
tell you. Apparently, because the collector's market got flared up so much from Pokemon cards, some Funko Pops are now so old at this point. They're like 5-6 years old at this point. There's actually a collector's market for rare Funko Pops, and I know you have like
I know.
I know you have like 3 or 4 of them, so you might actually be able to.
I have like 5.
You should hold on to those because in like 5-10 years, those might actually be worth something. Now listen.
Maybe. I don't think anybody will want my Tokyo Ghoul Funko Pops.
So listen, Nick. I'm telling you as your friend. All right. You should not irresponsibly spend your money on plastic figures that you're never going to appreciate. All right. Now I'm telling you this as your friend, okay? Because I would never do that. Okay. Spending a stupid amount of money on plastic figures is something that I would definitely not do. All right. And I don't want you to get caught in the same trap as I did. Okay.
Oh my god. I totally forgot you got the Byleth one.
I got Lucina.
Do you have all of them? You don't have all of them.
No. I'm missing. There's actually a number of them that I'm missing. I have Tiki, of course. She's probably the rarest one I have. Although you know what's funny is I bought the Tiki amiibo back at the night of the election. I posted on Twitter and I said if Biden.
Yeah, that's right.
I said if Biden wins the election,
you made a promise to yourself.
I'm gonna buy the Tiki amiibo, and so I bought her for $45. She goes for $97 now.
Woo!
So I have Tiki. I got Robin. He was pretty cheap actually. He was only 24.
That's not so bad.
And then Chrom was only.
I remember.
I got this. I got this Chrom from. Oh, I knocked over my camera. Sorry. Chrom was only $20.
It's not so bad.
Yeah. So but yeah.
I remember seeing the Almond Celica one like a couple AXs ago.
The Almond Celica double pack is like $180.
All I could say is,
oh, by the way, that's not even the most expensive one.
What's the most expensive one?
Female Corrin, who goes for minimum $240. Which sucks because male Corrin is like readily available, but I don't care because male Corrin sucks. Who the hell cares about male Corrin? Nobody. That's who. Anyway, once I start ranting about amiibos, the show is over.
The show is over. So anyway, folks, we had a good time tonight.
We did.
Yeah, we had a delicious meal.
Prepared by our gourmet chef.
That is right. Oh God. Come on, get on it. Bobbing with Bibish.
Bobbing with Babish.
Bobbing with Babish.
One day though, we should make the Sinner sandwich from Deadly Premonition live on the show. That'd be great.
I would love to do some cooking streams. That'd be a lot of fun.
I want to do a video where I make the Sinner sandwich. I think that'd be fun.
That would be a lot of fun. But we discussed Nickelodeon and just the questionable decisions they've made.
My incredible Rocket Power reboot. Call me Nickelodeon.
Come on, Cartoon Network. Talk to me about. I got some notes for Johnny Bravo. Let's go. Anyway, we had a good time.
We talked about our favorite animated movies.
We did. We were whisked away. The wind rose.
Your homework for before the next show next week. You have to watch all 10 of the movies.
And our honorable mentions. Every single one.
I want you to watch all the movies that we mentioned, and then also
no bathroom breaks either.
And then I expect a minimum 5-page essay.
MLA format.
I want that shit annotated, and I want an annotated bibliography. I will be measuring the margins, so if you mess up, I'll know.
That's not actually a thing that they do, right?
Oh yeah, it is.
Oh,
if you don't specifically have half-inch margins, you get docked down points. Oh, that's a real thing. Oh yeah, it is.
That's like when they busted out the ruler for our cuts for culinary school.
Mm-hmm.
They would literally bust out a ruler. Oh god. Anyway, watch these movies.
No,
take care of yourself. Drink some water. Get vaccinated, and we hope to see you next time.
Be sure to
ding.
be sure. No digging yet. Be sure to turn in your essays by midnight on the due date. I sent you the syllabus I sent you the outline and the syllabus for the assignment on your student email. Make sure to have it turned in to turnitin.com no later than midnight of the day that it's due, or you're gonna fail our class.
A ding, a ding, a ding, ding, ding. Good night, everybody.
Remember, we love you. Also, happy Pride.
We love you. Oh, happy Pride. Yeah, I forgot.
Peace.
Bye.